Chapter 35:18. The first and third young masters felt their scalps go numb. They couldn't find the culprit, but the culprit was killed by them. Therefore, one could imagine the pressure they were facing. Even the nine Nether tribe felt the pressure and had a headache. At this moment, Lei Qianzhong made his move. He showed his identity as the Saint King's disciple and attracted the attention of the elders of the Vermilion Bird Palace and Dragon Valley. The nine Nether tribe was willing to compensate for the loss of the geniuses and give them a large number of weapons. This way, the elders of the Vermilion Bird Palace and Eight Wind Hall did not pursue the matter. Instead, they banded together and formed a new alliance with Lei Qianzhong as their leader. The reason for this alliance was simple. The Vermilion Bird Palace, Dragon Valley, and Eight Wind Hall came to the nine Nether tribe to get a batch of weapons. They wanted to attack the Langistar. However, they also wanted a special saint artifact to lock onto Lin Xian's location. This way, they could hunt him down. Lei Qianzhong's appearance made them go wild with joy. He was a genius from the second astral realm. With his leadership, they could gather a large number of experts. This way, it would be easier to deal with the Langistar. Lei Qianzhong also had his own plans. He would not be used as a tool, but when he heard that there was a great emperor's inheritance on the Langistar, he could not remain calm. He knew that the great emperor's inheritance was not in Yan Nanshan's hands, but in someone else's hands. This made him extremely jealous. He must obtain the great emperor's inheritance. Therefore, everyone joined forces. Deep in the hall, Lin Xian did not know about this. He did not know that he and the Langistar were in a huge crisis. He was overjoyed because as time passed, the Black Tycoon had completed the initial transformation. Next, he only needed time to refine it and used the Heavenly Tao to refine it into a saint artifact. This process took a year. Alright, the basic transformation is complete. Next, you can put it away and wait patiently. Under normal circumstances, with the Heavenly Tao I engraved, it can completely transform into a saint artifact in 100 years. Of course, if you can shorten the time, it's not impossible. If you can find the terrifying golden fire energy of heaven and earth, then it will greatly shorten the evolution time. However, this kind of golden fire power of heaven and earth was not so easy to find. The Supreme Elder said in a deep voice. Lin Xian nodded. It seemed that it was only a matter of time before the Black Earth became a sacred artifact. Our transaction is complete. Young master, please leave. The Grand Elder said in a low voice. This old man also needs to go into seclusion for a while. At this point, his eyes were burning with passion. Okay. Lin Xian didn't tarry and quickly walked outside. When he came out, he frowned because he found that there were people guarding the exit. And from the looks of it, his expression was unusually cold. Lin Xian was a little more cautious. With a flash of his body, he quietly hid in the void, avoiding the guards of these people. When he arrived outside the Heavenly Palace, he discovered that the aura of planet alchemy was very unusual. He wanted to return to Fatty's original palace, but he realized that Fatty's palace was also guarded by many people and Fatty had a gloomy look on his face. What's going on? What happened? Where's Dream? And from the looks of it, Fatty seemed to be imprisoned? Lin Xian set up a formation to cover Fatty, then sent a voice transmission. Brother Yin, what's going on with you? And where's Dream? Fatty jumped in fright. He thought that he had encountered a ghost, but soon he heard a voice transmission. Don't be agitated, reply to me with a voice transmission. Fatty sent a voice transmission saying, Good brother, you're out. You're finally out. That's great. Fatty was about to cry. Damn, this year, he had been on tenterhooks. Dream was in another place, so it should be very safe. As for the matter, after you and the old ancestor went in, those people from Vermilion Bird Palace and Dragon Valley came. They forced our Netherworld tribe to compensate with a large number of weapons. Then these people joined forces and formed a new alliance with that Lei Qianzhong. They seemed to want to attack the legendary Lin Wudi and Langistar. What? Lin Xian was stunned when he heard this. Attack him and the Langistar? Damn it, those people from Vermilion Bird Palace really didn't give up. But that Lei Qianzhong also joined in. It couldn't be helped. Those people from Vermilion Bird Palace had revealed the great emperor's inheritance, forcing Lei Qianzhong to join them. They had already waited for a year. In another month or two, they would leave this place and attack Langistar first. Because I opposed eldest brother and third brother in the past, I've been imprisoned. Your friend Fantasy has also left. But they haven't caught us yet. They don't dare to act rashly because you and the old ancestor haven't come out yet. But with their personalities, I'm afraid they will punish us before they leave. Lin Xian's face darkened after hearing this. Cold, killing intent surfaced in his eyes. Punish them? Damn it. These people had thoroughly infuriated him. First, these people wanted to attack him now. Second, these people had formed an alliance for him and Langistar. They deserved to die 1,000 times over. Since that was the case, they couldn't blame him for being merciless. Fortunately, he came out early. If he came out a month or two later, these people would have already attacked. After calming down Fatty, Lin Xian asked about Dream's general location and left. Sure enough, he found Dream in that mountain range. Palace Master, you're out. Dream was overjoyed and said anxiously, Oh no, they're going to attack you and Langistar. I already know. I won't let them succeed. Where are they now? Take me there. The two turned into streaks of light, hiding in the void and moving forward quietly. Lin Xian and Meng Meng also changed their appearances. No one knew that he was Lin Xian. No one knew that he was the former young Master Xian. When they arrived at their destination, Lin Xian was stunned. These people weren't too far away from the Heavenly Palace. They had set up camp tens of thousands of miles away. This was a place with abundant spiritual qi. At this moment, the alliance was quite spectacular. Not only were there Vermilion Bird Palace and the original major forces. Many experts and clans from all over the universe who had come to offer their blessings had also joined in. Firstly, the great emperor's inheritance was too tempting. Secondly, Lei Qianzhong had sent a message. That was his purpose for coming here. The Sky Thunder City in the second astral realm was recruiting a new batch of genius disciples. Therefore, the other party's purpose in coming to the first astral realm was to recruit people. They wanted to recruit geniuses from the ancient road of the stars to go to the second astral realm. The news caused the geniuses to be extremely excited. The great emperor's inheritance was too elusive. If they could go to the second astral realm, join the legendary sacred city, and become the disciple of the Sage King, then their future achievements would be limitless. Chapter 30, 519. A bunch of idiots. You're being used as cannon fodder, yet you're still feeling smug. You really don't know what's good for you. Just as those people were getting excited, a cold voice sounded. Who dares to cause trouble here? The surrounding people turned their heads. Among them, those from Vermilion Bird Palace and Dragon Valley roared madly. Their terrifying roars shook the 9 heavens. What? Did I say something wrong? Or are you feeling guilty and don't want others to know the truth? The voice in the sky floated out again. Who told you that the great emperor's inheritance is in Lin Wudi's hands? It's obviously in Yan Nanshan's hands. This is all part of Vermilion Bird Palace's scheme. They want you to kill each other. Once you're weakened, he and Yan Nantian will attack and kill all of you. Hearing this, the crowd went into an uproar. What? Is this true? It's possible. Yan Nantian can't be dead. How could the great emperor's inheritance be leaked? Damn it. Who is it? Get out here. Vermilion Bird Palace's people roared madly. Lei Qianzhong also walked over from afar. His expression darkened as terrifying lightning surged from his body and spewed out in all directions. He was now the leader of the new alliance. Was someone trying to provoke him by behaving so atrociously in front of him? Buzz! His palms formed a seal. Above his head, countless lightning formed the eye of the lightning god, looking down. It completely enveloped the entire space. I want to see who dares to play tricks in front of me. Playing tricks? You're the one who's guilty, aren't you? You want to kill all the sky prides in the universe, then let Vermilion Bird Palace's people enter the second astral realm. It was really a good plan. Damn it. This can't be real, right? Is it really the Vermilion Bird Palace and Lei Qianzhong's alliance? Are we really going to become cannon fodder? The surrounding people were discussing animatedly. Their faces were filled with anxiety. Lei Qianzhong shouted coldly, "Get out here." The eye of the lightning god emitted a terrifying light that pierced through the void. However, there was nothing there. There was only a pitch-black hole that was rapidly shattering. No one. How could it be? Lei Qianzhong's pupils shrank. His eye of the lightning god was an extremely powerful soul detection ability that could easily lock onto a saint. But now, it couldn't find out where that person was? Who was it? The people from the Vermilion Bird Palace, Dragon Valley, and 8 Desolation Hall all searched for that person, but it was as if that person had never appeared. This scene left them dumbfounded. Could it be that they were hallucinating? In the air, Meng Meng and Lin Xian were constantly dodging. Hallmaster, what should we do next? Words alone probably wouldn't be able to disturb them. It seemed that he had no choice but to act. Lin Xian's eyes flashed. At this point, he had no choice but to act. However, at this moment, Black Mountain said, "Kid, don't panic. This place doesn't seem normal." Not searching? What did that mean? Lin Xian was surprised. Black Mountain carefully sensed the surroundings and realized that the golden fire plane wasn't as simple as it seemed. "I didn't notice it before, but this time, I discovered that there seems to be another world beneath the golden fire plane." There was another world. Lin Xian was even more surprised. Black Mountain sensed carefully. "That's right, I felt an extremely unusual aura beneath my feet. It's just that I haven't found the exact location yet. Why don't I go out to investigate while you intercept them and delay them for a while?" "All right." Lin Xian nodded and secretly let Black Mountain out. Then, he had Meng Meng continue to hide in the air, ready to provide support at any time. Meanwhile, he stealthily revealed himself and blended into the crowd. The people in the crowd were paranoid. Lin Xian's lips curled into a cold smile. He said, "Is this true or not? You have to give us an explanation." This time, Lin Xian didn't dodge at all, so his voice was immediately heard by those from Vermilion Bird Palace. Lei Qianzhong also abruptly turned his head and stared in their direction. Boom, boom, boom. Instantly, the area began to shatter. The surrounding people all paled and retreated. What a terrifying gaze. "Kid, were you the one who provoked us just now?" Many people stared at Lin Xian, as if wanting to tear him apart. They didn't recognize Lin Xian because Lin Xian had already changed his appearance and aura. What happened before? "I don't know. I only know that you have to give us an explanation. Are you really treating us as cannon fodder? Is Vermilion Bird Palace really in cahoots with the second astral realm?" Lin Xian's voice was sonorous. He looked at the people around him. "Do you really want to be cannon fodder and be used as a tool by others?" The surrounding people also had ugly expressions. Indeed, there were people who said, "We don't want to be cannon fodder. Give us an explanation." More and more voices rang out. Those from Vermilion Bird Palace had ugly expressions. "Damn it, they're rebelling. You want to die." An expert from Vermilion Bird Palace roared. Terrifying flames surged from his body and swept across the 9 heavens. No one dared to make a sound under the pressure. Lin Xian sneered. "You want to suppress us now that your scheme has been seen through? Are you really that daring to make an enemy out of our families and sex? Although we're not as good as Vermilion Bird Palace, we're not afraid of you." "Yes, that's right. Let's join forces too. We definitely can't be their cannon fodder." "Kid, you're courting death." That sage stared at Lin Xian. Although these people were doubtful before, no one dared to refute them. Now that there was a leader, the surrounding martial artists seemed to have a leader and dared to resist. Therefore, they felt that they had to get rid of this person first. The others naturally didn't dare to say anything. "Go to hell." An expert from Vermilion Bird Palace attacked. The flames on his body formed a Vermilion Bird divine blade. The blade slashed down. "Run." The martial artists in that area fled frantically. Lin Xian didn't run. "You want to silence me? Flames also surged from his body, forming a large palm that slapped forward.
Boom.
An earth-shattering sound rang out. The Vermilion Bird Palace expert was forced back. Lin Xian laughed loudly. Someone like you wants to lead us? We're not convinced. You want us to attack?
Sure.
Let us lead you in battle. We won't be controlled by others. Lin Xian didn't stop talking. He was trying to intensify the conflict. As expected, other than Vermilion Bird Palace and the other large sects, the others were all furious. They let out a tsunami of voices. They increasingly felt that this was a trap. Oh no, there's something wrong with this kid. Hurry up and kill him. The experts from Vermilion Bird Palace and Eight Wind Hall roared crazily. The sage who was forced back roared at the sky. His eyes instantly turned red, and monstrous killing intent swept out. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. He formed a seal with his palm, forming an immortal phoenix that charged over with boundless flames. He directly sent that sage flying. He had changed his appearance and didn't look like a young man. Therefore, he didn't hold back. He forced the sage back. The people from Vermilion Bird Palace couldn't believe it. The people from Eight Wind Hall roared. Who exactly are you? Chapter 35:20. I'm just a wandering cultivator. I only came to the birthday banquet because I admire Senior Living Fossil. It seems that you can't even defeat me. What right does the Vermilion Bird Palace have to lead us? Why don't you let me lead you instead? Lin Xian's voice rang out clearly. Damn it, this guy is too strong. Let the Second Heaven Sage attack him.
Boom.
The Second Heaven Sage of the Eight Wind Palace attacked, but he was forced back after a few moves. He's too strong. Could it be that even a Second Heaven Sage can't suppress him? The crowd was in an uproar. They felt that the Eight Wind Palace and Vermilion Bird Palace weren't that strong. Any wandering cultivator could defeat them. Were they really going to be led by such a person? Dissatisfaction rose in their hearts. Lin Xian laughed. Eight Wind Palace and Vermilion Bird Palace? If they can't do it, then what about Lei Qianzhong? Why don't we teach you a lesson? If you lose to me, then you'll have to admit that I'm your boss. You're courting death. Countless people roared. Lei Qianzhong's face turned cold, but he didn't make a move because someone else did. This time, it was an elder of the Dragon Valley. How dare you be so arrogant in front of us? You're courting death. His aura was incomparably strong. A late Third Heaven Sage. Not only that, but he also held a sacred weapon in his hand. It wouldn't be a problem for him to defeat a Fourth Heaven Sage. As expected, the people of the Vermilion Bird Palace, Eight Wind Palace, and Dragon Valley all laughed coldly. Let's see how he's going to die. Not good. Fantasy's expression changed. This battle strength was too strong. She was worried that Lin Xian would be injured. Before she could make a move, another voice rang out from the crowd. A dignified Third Firmament Sage elder wielding a sage artifact to bully an ordinary rogue cultivator was truly shameless. Why don't I fight you? Another figure walked out. This figure had a terrifying aura. The Tao of heaven and earth rumbled around him. Who is this person? The crowd was in an uproar. Even Lin Xian was shocked. However, at this moment, a voice rang out beside his ear. Hall Master Lin, it's me, Mubai. Elder Mubai. Lin Xian was extremely shocked. Elder Mubai was actually here. But then again, even the Vermilion Bird Palace and Dragon Valley's experts were here, so it was normal for the Wolf Fong Star to send 1 or 2 people to investigate. With Elder Mubai's help, Lin Xian was relieved. He retreated slightly. Elder Mubai started fighting with the other party, and a huge battle broke out. Everyone was originally disdainful. A level 3 sage with a sacred artifact could definitely destroy everything. However, they quickly discovered that the situation was not like that, because the two sides were evenly matched, and it was difficult to determine the victor. How could this be? The people of the Dragon Valley were going crazy. How could a Third Heaven Saint with a holy weapon not be able to defeat him? Who was this person? Lin Xian laughed heartily at the side. So this is your elder? Your strength is really nothing much. People like you want to lead us? What a joke. The surrounding people were getting more and more shaken, and they also wanted to resist.
Kill him.
The experts of the 8 Desolate Hall also rushed over. Fantasy also came out and clashed with the experts of the 8 Emperor's Palace. Terrifying energy swept out in all directions, soaring into the sky. Another person tried to attack Lin Xian, but he was sent flying by Lin Xian. Lin Xian stomped his foot and rushed towards Lei Qianzhong. Let me see how you lead these heroes. As he spoke, he grabbed at Lei Qianzhong with his huge hand covered in flames. You're courting death. Lei Qianzhong's companions roared. The two of them attacked, and a terrifying Tao of heaven and earth swept towards Lin Xian. Peng peng. The terrifying power of the flaming palm shattered the 2 Tao of heaven and earth. The two who attacked also had their palms smashed and were sent flying. The people at the side felt their hair stand on end. Isn't this person too strong? Injuring them with just a wave of his hand. Who is this person? Who are you? Lei Qianzhong's eyes emitted a cold light, as if he wanted to pierce through the other party. The person who will kill you. Lin Xian's eyes were filled with killing intent. The flames on his body turned into a fire qilin and roared as it charged forward. Get lost. Lei Qianzhong roared crazily. Lightning surged from his body, turning into thousands of lightning bolts that attacked.
Boom, boom, boom.
The power of lightning and fire collided. The 2 Tao of heaven and earth clashed.
Buzz.
Lin Xian's palm turned into 100,000 feet tall mountain and slammed onto Lei Qianzhong's body, sending Lin Xian flying. Lei Qianzhong was sent tumbling. His body was charred black and the people around him went crazy. Lei Qianzhong was sent flying. This was too unbelievable. Damned brat. Go to hell. Lei Qianzhong roared. Countless lightning runes appeared on his body, especially on his forehead. A terrifying Tao of heaven and earth appeared. That was a seal. At this moment, the seal was quickly dissolved. Lei Qianzhong's aura suddenly erupted like 100,000 lightning bolts, causing the void to explode. Countless people were sent flying. In the next moment, they saw a figure floating in the sea of lightning. It was Lei Qianzhong. Although his appearance didn't change much, his aura had undergone an earth-shattering change. At this moment, Lei Qianzhong was like a god of thunder, roaring towards the sky. Third heavenly layer venerable. Many people felt their scalps go numb, and their faces were filled with fear. They had heard that Lei Qianzhong had sealed his cultivation. They thought it was just a legend, but now it seemed that it was true. Now that Lei Qianzhong had broken the seal, his cultivation had reached the 3rd heavenly layer. There was definitely an earth-shattering change compared to before. Go to hell. A thunderous fist that contained boundless law of thunder blasted out. Everywhere it passed, everything collapsed. Nothing could withstand the berserk power.
Buzz.
Many people were hit by the shockwave, and their bodies exploded into a bloody mist. Lin Xian used the Kunpeng movement technique to dodge. He was also surprised when he was hit by the energy shockwave on his back. Such a violent aura, as expected of the Saint King's disciple. His strength was truly terrifying. All right, I'll play with him. Lin Xian's eyes emitted a golden light, and the sword intent in his body spread out. A terrifying aura was about to erupt. However, at this moment, He Shan transmitted a message to him. Kid, don't attack. I've found them. You go first and lead them to a place. Hearing this, Lin Xian's heart shook. He withdrew the violent sword intent and turned to leave. At the same time, he transmitted a message to Mu Bai and Meng Meng, telling them to quickly retreat as well. Although Mu Bai and Meng Meng didn't understand what was going on, they immediately retreated after receiving the message. Where do you think you're going? Lei Qianzhong roared. Now that he had broken the seal, how could he allow them to escape? Endless lightning formed, and 8 lightning dragons crawled under his feet, carrying him as he flew. On the other side, the 8 Wind Palace's experts also roared and charged over. The Vermilion Bird Palace's elders roared, "Stop them. Don't let them escape. I suspect they're from the Langistar." Chapter 35:21. Countless experts chased after them, and the people around them also followed. Dark clouds gathered in the sky, causing the entire world to tremble. Lin Xian was flying ahead. He asked, "Hey Sean, what's going on?" "Kid, there's another space under the Golden Fire Plains, but it's covered by a peerless formation. Ordinary people can't find it. If it weren't for my incredible abilities, I wouldn't have noticed it either. There's a peerless formation here." Lin Xian was shocked. To be honest, he didn't notice it at all. His formation skills were much stronger than ordinary saints, but he didn't notice it. Moreover, this was the territory of the 9th Netherworld clan. How could the members of the 9th Netherworld clan not have noticed? However, when he remembered that He Shan used to be a great saint, he understood. Only a great saint could detect it. "Can you break it?" he asked. "If I was at my peak, I could break it with a single slap. Unfortunately, my cultivation is only at the first layer. I can't break it. Of course, I'll be able to break it if you give me 8 to 10 years. Are you kidding me?" Right now, they were being hunted down by countless saints. Is there no other way? Of course there is.
Who do you think I am?
He Shan smiled. "I asked you to lure those people here so that I can borrow their strength to break the formation. With so many saints attacking together, they can definitely break the formation." "I understand." Lin Xian nodded, then sent the news to Mu Bai and Meng Meng. The two of them were shocked when they heard that there was a peerless formation here. They didn't notice it at all. However, they believed in Lin Xian's words. He definitely wouldn't be wrong. After flying for a while, they finally arrived at the place He Shan mentioned. The surroundings were desolate and quiet. There weren't many people, not even demon beasts. It was hard to imagine that there was a peerless formation here. "You can't escape." Behind them, Lei Qianzhong took the lead. He was very fast, so he caught up to Lin Xian in the blink of an eye. A lightning blade appeared in his hand, and he slashed down.
Kaboom!
The terrifying power of lightning shook the 9 heavens. Lin Xian leaned to the side and dodged the saber. The nomological powers on the saber struck his body with a resounding sound, causing his lifeblood to churn. Countless flames jumped out from his body and formed a shield, blocking the terrifying lightning. At the same time, he flashed and flew to the left. At the same time, the army of experts behind them charged over and surrounded them. "You won't be able to escape. Since you dared to break our alliance, you will definitely die today." Cold voices rang out one after another. A powerful force sealed the entire world.
Kill.
With Lei Qianzhong as the leader and so many saints attacking at the same time, the power of this attack was simply too terrifying. The area in front of him was directly destroyed. "Let's go too." Lin Xian bellowed, and Mu Bai and Fantasy instantly came to his side. Mu Bai took out a scroll. The scroll flickered with unparalleled power of the stars. It directly enveloped the 3 of them and tore open the void. "Not good, they are too strong, especially that Lei Qianzhong. He is the Saint King's disciple. His current attack can affect us." Mu Bai's face paled. Originally, they could hide in the void and avoid the attack. But this time, they found that they couldn't completely avoid it. The violent lightning was closely following them. At this moment, Lin Xian's body suddenly emitted a terrifying power of space, enveloping the 3 of them. Their bodies disappeared from the space in an instant. As soon as they disappeared, the lightning pierced through the void, but it didn't hit them at all.
Buzz.
They appeared from another space. They dodged it. Fantasy heaved a sigh of relief, but Sage Mu Bai's eyes widened. This was a space ability. "Hall Master Lin, you actually know a space ability?" He was simply too shocked. Space ability was an extremely powerful and strange ability. Very few people could comprehend it. After all, space was king. Lin Xian smiled mysteriously, but didn't explain anything. The space ability was taught to him by Gu Santong. Because he helped Gu Santong and the Gu family, Gu Santong taught him a type of space ability. It was called the spatial escape technique. At this moment, he was using the spatial escape technique. Did he kill it? On Lei Qianzhong's side, countless people looked around. They're definitely going to die. Lei Qianzhong sneered. He had already unlocked the seal. In addition to the killing blow just now, how could they have dodged it? What was that? Suddenly, someone exclaimed. The space in front of them had already shattered due to their previous attack. The ground sank, and a bottomless black hole appeared. Within the black hole, countless lights flickered. Soon, a formation appeared in front of everyone. This formation was simple and unadorned. It was engraved with the Tao of heaven and earth, filling the entire space. It was a formation, and an ancient one at that. How exquisite! Screams rang out. How could there be a formation here? Not good. Could it be a trap set by the three of them? Once those words were spoken, the surrounding people's faces changed. They hurriedly put up their defenses. Many saint realms rushed into the sky. At the same time, the Tao of heaven and earth filled the space. These people were on high alert. After waiting for a long time, they didn't see any attacks. What was going on? They were even more confused. No. The Vermilion Bird Palace Master shook his head. It wasn't set up by the three of them. There was already a beautiful formation here. There was already one. How could this be? The Gold Refinement Sect's people went crazy. 9 Others group was also stunned. This was their territory. How could they not know there was a formation here? Looking at how exquisite the formation was, it definitely wasn't set up by an ordinary person. Could it be that there was something hidden here? Lei Qianzhong's eyes lit up. With a wave of his hand, countless lightning bolts flew out, striking the formation. The formation shook violently, but it soon calmed down. A third Heaven Sage's attack. It couldn't harm the formation at all. Seeing this scene, Lei Qianzhong was enraged. Instead of being angry, he revealed a smug smile. Great, my guess was right. There must be a treasure trove below. A treasure trove? Could there be something good sealed here? The surrounding people's eyes lit up. This was truly an unexpected surprise. Don't move, we're from the same alliance. Of course, we have to listen to the alliance leader. The Vermilion Bird Palace Master stepped forward, looking at Lei Qianzhong. Alliance Master, it's up to you to lead us in breaking the formation. Good. Lei Qianzhong was very satisfied with the Vermilion Bird Palace Master's attitude. He looked around. I also know some formation breaking techniques. All of you listen to my instructions and break the formation according to my orders. Chapter 35:22. They began to break the array. Watching this scene from the void, Meng Meng frowned. Why did the Vermilion Bird Palace lower themselves so much? Elder Mubai coldly snorted. With Yan Nantian dead, the Vermilion Bird Palace had lost their greatest hope. Naturally, they would need to find a replacement. Lei Qianzhong's talent and strength were both top-notch. Moreover, he was the Sage King's disciple. If they had a good relationship with him, then the Vermilion Bird Palace would have another layer of protection. Indeed, it wasn't just the Vermilion Bird Palace, the Dragon Valley, 8 Desolate Hall. Everyone wanted to curry favor with Lei Qianzhong. When those people attacked together, it was a terrifying force. The entire world shook violently. In the end, under Lei Qianzhong's guidance and the violent bombardment, a crack finally appeared on the peerless array. Below, there was a layer of hazy light that looked like a dream. When the sages saw it, they cried out in surprise. It formed a space of its own. Lei Qianzhong's lips curled into a smile. As expected, there was another world below. His figure flickered, and he impatiently descended. His companions quickly followed behind him. Next was the Vermilion Bird Palace, the Dragon Bone Palace's experts, and the 9 Nether Clans experts. The others also followed behind, afraid that they would be left behind. Let's move too. On the other side, Lin Xian, Meng Meng, and Elder Mubai quietly followed behind and also entered the space below. After entering, the scene inside was shocking. The space below was bigger than they imagined. There were many mountains with monstrous flames on top of them, accompanied by a terrifying chaotic aura. Within those mountains, there was a phenomenon of heaven and earth. Various lightning bolts danced wildly like demonic beasts. Those flames continued to transform into stars that bloomed between heaven and earth. The terrifying aura made the people who entered feel their hair stand on end. What a powerful flame energy. Lin Xian's eyes widened when he entered, wild with joy. Wasn't this flame what he needed? One had to know that the black earth in his hands had already completed the initial construction. In order to fully evolve into a saint artifact, it would take around 100 years under normal circumstances. However, the 9 Nether Clan's living fossil had said that under special circumstances, this time would be greatly shortened. For example, finding a terrifying flame in heaven and earth. With the power of the flames, he could evolve quickly. Lin Xian made a mental note of this. When he had the time, he would search for it or wait until he returned to the Langia Star. He began to search using the information resources of the Langia Star. However, he hadn't expected that there would be another world beneath the golden fire plains. Furthermore, there was actually such a strange and terrifying flame in this world. This was the flame he needed. If he could obtain it, then the Black Earth wouldn't need 100 years to evolve. It would form in a very short time. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a fiery light. Not only him, but the people around him also became ecstatic after the initial panic. The power of fire here was too terrifying. If they could obtain it, it would be a supreme treasure for them. The people of the 9 Netherbird clan laughed wildly. They were blacksmiths, and this kind of flame was a great temptation to them. Needless to say, those from the Vermilion Bird Palace were all fire elemental saints. The powerful beings from the Dragon Valley also had flickering eyes. Lei Qianzhong's eyes shone even brighter. Although he cultivated the Tao of lightning, it didn't stop him from comprehending another Tao. Moreover, this kind of Tao of fire was definitely not weaker than his Tao of lightning. Everyone had their eyes on the flame. That thing is mine now. Lei Qianzhong took the lead and walked forward. Everyone else was stunned. How could they give such a precious flame to someone else? Yours? You're not worthy. At this moment, a disdainful voice sounded.
Who was it?
Everyone's scalps went numb. Although they were dissatisfied, no one dared to openly oppose Lei Qianzhong. Lei Qianzhong was also stunned. Lightning surged from his body in all directions.
Who dares to stop me?
It's me. A figure descended from the sky. He blocked Lei Qianzhong's path. It's you. Lei Qianzhong frowned. Many people exclaimed when they realized that the person in front of them was Black Cloak. He was also the person who had provoked Lei Qianzhong before. Lei Qianzhong didn't fight him back then. Everyone guessed that Black Cloak was also a genius from the second astral realm. Yuanimo, you dare to stop me? Lei Qianzhong was also enraged. He sneered. I've already broken the seal. You're courting death if you try to stop me. So, what if you've broken the seal? We're in the same realm. I'm not afraid of you. Yuan Mo sneered. Also, if you want to live, I advise you to get the hell out of here. You don't have the right to take anything here. He was incomparably domineering. A terrifying saber light rushed out from his body. Countless large cracks appeared in the space, causing everyone's heart to go cold.
Boom.
Lei Qianzhong didn't hesitate to attack. His fist was like rolling heavenly lightning as it blasted forward. On the other side, Yuan Mo also attacked. He pulled out a dark green short saber and slashed forward. It was like a rainbow in autumn, cutting off the heavens and earth.
Boom.
The battle between two-third heavenly layer geniuses was extremely powerful. The power blasted open. Countless great path laws permeated the space, forming a state of chaos. No one dared to approach. Everyone frantically retreated. A top genius. The experts of the older generation sucked in a breath of cold air after seeing this. The strength of these two clearly surpassed the experts of the stellar realm. As expected of the second astral realm's geniuses. What a good opportunity. A joyful voice sounded. Immediately after, a sword light streaked across the sky, bypassing the chaotic great Tao of the heavens and earth. It flew out from another direction and flew forward rapidly.
Who was it?
It was the little sword saint. He was also a top genius. Someone recognized him. He was a genius from their first astral realm. He had comprehended the Tao of Sword and was very strong. He was called the Little Sword Saint. Damn it, we can't let them get there first. Let's go too. The surrounding people's expressions all changed. They attacked one after another. Each of them turned into a stream of light and flew forward. For a moment, the scene was very chaotic. But soon, those people screamed and flew out. Some of them were ablaze. They looked extremely ferocious and were trying their best to put out the fire. Some were miserable. Half of their bodies were burned. They rolled in the air. Most of the people retreated, their faces full of fear. Their bodies were injured. In short, they were in an incomparably sorry state. The flames were too terrifying. We couldn't get close at all. A first heavenly layer sage's expression was extremely ugly. Sages were considered to be existences that transcended the heavens and earth. They were the supreme overlords of a region. But now, they couldn't stop the flames. They were even ignited as soon as they got close. Chapter 35-23. How could this be? Why were their faces so ugly? The Little Sword Saint also felt the monstrous fire. The sword chi on his body was unparalleled, forming a sword domain to defend himself. However, he couldn't get close to it and could only move forward slowly. Seeing the scene, everyone gasped. Even the Little Sword Saint was in such a state. It seemed that the fire in front was too terrifying.
Boom, boom, boom.
A dragon's roar resounded between heaven and earth. The third heaven saint of the Dragon Valley rushed forward with a saint weapon in his hand. He looked at the flickering fire in front of him and was shocked. It was the cosmic starry sky fire. What? Cosmic starry sky fire? Was it the legendary divine fire? Many people were stunned. This kind of fire was extremely attractive to saints. Even a small saint couldn't stay calm. Sure enough, the eyes of the people around immediately turned red after hearing the news. They gritted their teeth. Damn it. We must find a way to get to the front. We must get this fire. The 9th Nether Clan's eldest young master and 3rd young master were also ecstatic. They then took out many weapons and filled the sky. The others also made their preparations. This thing is mine. None of you have the right to get it. At this moment, Lei Qianzhong roared. The lightning on his body surged in all directions, forming 8 lightning dragons. Many people who were close to him were pierced. Heavens, it's too terrifying. However, Yuan Mo didn't care about such terrifying lightning. He kept waving the broken black saber in his hand, as if it could destroy everything. The 8 lightning dragons were trembling from the beating. The two fought while moving forward. Obviously, the two of them wouldn't give up. On the other side, the Little Sword Saint also roared and pushed his way of the sword to the extreme. The other saints of the older generation all made their moves. Although Lei Qianzhong wanted this thing, and they were all subordinates of Lei Qianzhong, they were all enraged now. If they could get this thing, the benefits would definitely be huge. So even with the threat of Lei Qianzhong, they couldn't care less. The stronger ones were preparing to resist the terrifying cosmic starry sky fire. But at this moment, they noticed a figure rushing towards them from behind. That speed was so fast that it shocked them. Heavens, who is this? Is it another expert of the older generation? No, it was that person. Someone screamed. It was the person who had provoked them before. They saw Lin Xian's figure. The people from the Vermilion Bird Palace and the 8-Wind Palace sneered. They didn't know what was good for them. If the other party charged forward like this, he would definitely be burned to ashes by the raging flames. The flames ahead were too terrifying. Lin Xian rushed over and frowned as he felt the terrifying heatwave around him. He released a cold snort. His body erupted with endless radiance, supporting a world as he quickly advanced. He actually blocked it. He actually didn't die. This was simply too inconceivable. The people at the back were all stunned. How did the other party survive such terrifying flames? What kind of treasure did he have? Could it be that the physique of that person was so strong that it could withstand the universal starry sky flame? Impossible. Even a saint of the third heaven would find it difficult to resist unless he had an extremely terrifying physique. However, we can recognize that kind of physique at a glance. He definitely isn't that kind of person. The experts from the Vermilion Bird Palace and the Eight-Wind Palace shook their heads frantically. They had all lost their minds. The other party didn't have a peerless physique. Then how did he get to the front? The first and third young masters' faces were pale. They threw out countless weapons, but they were still burned to the point of screaming. However, at this moment, a figure flew past them at a high speed, causing their hairs to stand on end.
Who was that?
How could he be so strong? The little sword saint was stunned. Even Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo were startled. They all looked over. There's actually another expert. Yuan Mo was shocked. Lei Qianzhong's eyes were filled with killing intent. Damn it, I already said that it's all mine.
Go die.
With a wave of his hand, 10,000 lightning bolts struck forward.
Whoa.
Lin Xian sneered. He waved his hand and the lightning bolts were sent towards the flames with the stellar transposition. Immediately, a crack was torn open, causing his speed to become even faster. How is this possible? Lei Qianzhong couldn't believe it when he saw the other party's speed increase. The others were also stunned. Who is this person? Isn't he too strong? No, they had to use their full strength. They couldn't let that person get the upper hand. They clenched their teeth and began to use their trump cards. Lin Xian took the lead. The flames here were too terrifying. Even his nine-yang divine physique was trembling from the heat. However, he didn't use sword qi to extinguish the flames. Instead, he used the stellar transposition to redirect the flames. This greatly reduced the pressure on him. Otherwise, a third heavenly layer sage would have a hard time advancing. Even with a saint artifact, it wouldn't be easy. Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo also charged into the flame mountain. Their battle shook the heavens and the earth. Countless flames trembled, and large cracks appeared. Some people took the opportunity to enter through the cracks. Great, we're close to the cosmic starry fire. Put away the flames. Several people stretched out their big palms, covering the sky and covering the earth as they tried to grab those starry sky flames. Not good. How dare you? Let go. The eyes of some people behind turned red as they roared crazily. The people of Vermilion Bird Palace were also anxious. Elder, quickly think of a way. We can't fall behind. The young disciples were extremely anxious. However, the elder of Vermilion Bird Palace sneered. Don't worry, you're all fire elemental sages. Can't you sense the power of the cosmic starry fire? Those people think they can use the cracks to get close to it and subdue it? How naive. Just wait and see. They'll definitely die. Whoosh. The illusions of stardust in the flame mountain spun, and a terrifying heat wave swept across the world. Several sages who reached out with their hands instantly wailed as their palms were pierced. Not only that, the flames followed their arms and wrapped around their bodies. Their entire bodies were ignited. These people quickly retreated. Countless energy surged from their bodies as they tried to extinguish the flames. But in the blink of an eye, they were burned to ashes.
Dead.
Those who wanted to enter the cracks stopped in their tracks. Their faces were filled with fear. Those terrifying sages were burned to death in an instant. The power of the flames was beyond their imagination. Damn it, without some extraordinary means, they wouldn't be able to get close at all. Since they couldn't seize the origin fire seed, they might as well absorb some of the flames. Some people immediately took out their weapons and started absorbing the flames. Chapter 35:24. The Great Prince took out a red gourd and started absorbing the flames. The third prince took out a jade bottle. These were 2 half-step sage tools. However, as soon as the flames were absorbed, the 2 half-step sage tools exploded. The third prince and the great prince were startled and quickly retreated. The armor on their bodies cracked from the heat, scaring them so much that they didn't dare to do anything else. They fled as if they had gone mad. The others were shocked. Those were the 2 young masters of the 9 Netherworld clan. The weapons in their hands were extremely powerful. Even so, they couldn't absorb any of the flames. Other than a true sage tool, nothing else could absorb the flames. It was indeed powerful. Lin Xian's eyes lit up when he saw this. He increased his speed and rushed forward. He was courting death. Lei Qianzhong also saw him. This time he didn't stop him. So, what if he rushed to the front? He didn't believe that he could subdue the flames. Lin Xian gradually moved forward and came close to the mountains of flames. He looked at the flames of the stars, and his eyes flashed with a shocking light. He flipped his hand and took out a black spiritual boat. The boat was extremely exquisite, and it floated above his hand. It was really a black earth. Next, it's up to you. He waved his hand, and the black earth shot forward. Immediately, the black earth floated up and down. The flames in the sky descended and enveloped the black earth. Lin Xian's heart was pounding. The black earth's Tao runes shone brightly as it was being refined. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief when he saw that the black earth wasn't destroyed immediately. It seemed that the refinement had begun. With the help of the Cosmos Starfire, the time needed to evolve would be greatly reduced. He used stellar transposition while waiting patiently. He didn't dare to be too far away. If the weapons were stolen, it would be a great loss. Therefore, he could only stay nearby and guard. After such a long time, that kid should have turned to ashes. The people from Vermilion Bird Palace sneered. The people from Dragon Valley were also gnashing their teeth. However, the people from Ba Huang Hall started screaming. No, he was still there. One of the elders held the Ba Huang mirror. When he opened it, it illuminated the area ahead. Amidst the flames, a figure stood there.
It was that guy. He actually didn't die.
These people were all crazy. How did the other party do it? Because no one could walk into those flames, that brat wouldn't absorb more fire seeds, right? As soon as these words were spoken, those experts sucked in a breath of cold air, instantly losing their calm. With a roar, 10,000 lightning bolts struck out. After repelling the opponent's broken blade, he quickly charged over. Die, brat. In the sky, the claw of a thunder beast appeared. It was abnormally malevolent and horrifying, as if it had reached out from the primordial era. In an instant, it shattered the void. The flames in front of him continued to surge. In an instant, he arrived in front of Lin Xian. Lin Xian's face darkened when he sensed the terrifying lightning claws of his opponent. Unparalleled light burst out from his eyes, and the aura on his body continued to rise. At this moment, the entire world was shaking. Get lost! With a furious roar, the heavens fell and the earth cracked. Lin Xian made his move. The golden palm was like a mountain range. It rushed out and clashed with the lightning claw.
Boom.
The area in front of him was completely destroyed, forming a huge black hole. The force of the collision also sent the flames flying. Those who came close were all set ablaze by the flames, and miserable screams could be heard. Retreat. Those who were weak did not dare to come closer. Their faces were filled with fear. The two of them were actually fighting in the depths of the sea of flames. After a single exchange, the two palms were both pushed back. Lin Xian sneered. Lei Qianzhong's face was extremely ugly. The other party could actually contend with him. It was too unbelievable. One had to know that he was no longer suppressed by the seal. He could use all of his strength. How terrifying was a third sky supremacy. Compared to before, his strength had increased countless times. Killing the other party was as easy as flipping his hand. But now, this move made his heart tremble. The other party's strength was also stronger than before. Could it be that the other party had not shown his strength? How could it be? Was the other party also a third sky supremacy? After carefully sensing, he almost fainted. First sky, the other party was only a first sky supremacy. Then how did the other party block his attack? This was impossible. Lei Qianzhong threw another thunderous fist at Qin Lai. This fist was really too terrifying. Lin Xian also roared and fiercely collided with the other party. The heavens fell and the earth cracked. The two fists were like two meteorites, constantly colliding with each other. He blocked it. He actually blocked it. Lei Qianzhong was about to go crazy. What was the other party's physique? Wasn't it too terrifying? He had never heard of a physique that was comparable to that of a saint of the third heaven. Could it be one of those legendary physiques?
Who the hell are you?
Terrifying lightning flashed in his eyes, and a lightning god's eye appeared on top of his head, as if it wanted to see everything clearly. What heaven's chosen of the second astral realm? That's all there is to it. Lin Xian grinned. You're courting death. Lei Qianzhong roared. Lightning surrounded his body, and every part of the starry sky trembled. At this moment, the destructive power was too terrifying. A berserk aura surged from his palm. It directly pushed back Lin Xian's fist. Thunderclap, ninth heaven. As his hands danced, it was as if he had created a starry sky, and the terrifying lightning could destroy everything. At this moment, even a saint of the same level would not dare to take it head-on. The surrounding saints felt the apocalyptic lightning, and their scalps went numb. Lin Xian was shrouded by the lightning in an instant. The terrifying flames, coupled with the terrifying lightning, caused his body to suffer a severe impact. Even his nine-yang divine body could not withstand it. Sure enough, many cracks appeared on his body. The blood in his body roared. So powerful. As expected of someone from the second astral realm, Lin Xian was shocked. But in the next moment, he roared. Endless sword energy quickly rushed out from his body. It was like a giant dragon looking up to the sky. A golden sword energy with unparalleled sharpness slashed out. His right hand turned into a flame qilin, and it quickly rushed out. A violent collision sounded, and a violent power exploded. Lin Xian's law rushed out and quickly healed his wounds. In an instant, he opened up the entire sea of lightning.
Kill.
Accompanied by a violent dragon roar, his fist punched out again. His fist seemed to have turned into a furnace, burning fiercely, and even the surrounding starry sky was mobilized. It directly smashed into Lei Qianzhong's body and sent him flying. Lei Qianzhong spat out a mouthful of blood. Many cracks appeared on his body, and some parts were even scorched.
Ah!
He was flustered and exasperated, and he roared crazily. The surrounding people went crazy. Heavens, what did they just see? Lei Qianzhong was sent flying. This was too unbelievable. Just who is this guy? Chapter 35-25. The eldest and third young masters of the Nine Netherbird clan trembled, as if they had seen a ghost. The saints of the Vermilion Bird Palace and 8 Desolation Hall were also terrified. No one wasn't afraid of Lei Qianzhong. He was a godlike young man in their eyes, but now he was sent flying. To be able to send Lei Qianzhong flying, interesting. Why don't you have a taste of my blade? Another voice rang out between heaven and earth. Everyone saw the black-cloaked man rushing over with a short blade in his hand. An ink-colored blade descended from the sky like a water qilin, roaring in all directions. The power of this blade was too terrifying. It wasn't any weaker than Lei Qianzhong's lightning. Was this another third heaven sage? Lin Xian's eyes shone with a cold light. He could naturally feel the power of this blade. His opponent's blade contained the terrifying law of water, and it wasn't an ordinary law of water. He didn't dare to be careless and attacked with all his might. The nine-yang divine body and great dragon sword spirit erupted together, releasing a shocking sword qi. The sword qi rushed out and turned into a phoenix. It fluttered its wings and covered the 9 heavens and 10 earths. The water qilin and the fire phoenix clashed in the sky, destroying the 9 heavens. Countless cracks appeared in the sky. In the end, the 2 divine abilities dissipated. Lin Xian withdrew his hand with a solemn expression. On the other side, Yuan Mo laughed. You're really strong. I wonder if you're over 1,000 years old. If you're not, then I'll be surprised. I didn't expect the first astral realm to have someone as strong as you. Over 1,000 years old? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. He didn't answer, but the answer was no. He was only a little over 100 years old. If Yuan Mo knew about this, what would he think? Luai's divine claw. At this moment, Lei Qianzhong attacked again. His claw was surrounded by the law of lightning, and with a swing of his claw, it could destroy the sky. Lin Xian turned into a kunpeng and dodged quickly. At the same time, he punched out again. However, he didn't attack Lei Qianzhong but in another direction. There a figure was pushed back. His face was pale and filled with shock. The little sword saint. Many people cried out in surprise. They didn't expect that the little sword saint would also charge over. Humph, ants. Lei Qianzhong glanced at the little sword saint and ignored him because he was also a first heaven saint. Yuanemo was shocked. You must have a terrifying weapon in your hand to be able to kill me at the first level of heaven. That's right, the little sword saint also had a shield in his hand. It was filled with cracks, and he had relied on that shield to reach this place. I don't care about your grudges, but none of you are allowed to enter this area. As Lin Xian spoke, he waved his hand and several sword chi flew out, enveloping the sea of fire. This was his territory, and he was refining the black earth inside. He would not allow anyone to enter. The little sword saint's face turned ugly while Lei Qianzhong was enraged. Damn it! You dare to control me? Yuan Mo retracted his smile. Although I admire you, no one can stop me. Is that so? Just because it didn't exist in the past didn't mean it wouldn't exist in the future. I said that no one is allowed to enter this place. Lin Xian's face also darkened, but his eyes were filled with unparalleled determination. The surrounding people went crazy. They couldn't imagine who the man in front of them was. They were facing 2/3 heavenly layer sages. Moreover, they were geniuses from the second heavenly layer. Any one of them could make Vermilion Bird Palace and 8 Desolate Palace bow their heads. But now, there was someone who could fight against 2 such peerless geniuses at the same time. It was unbelievable. Die for me. Lei Qianzhong roared and quickly attacked. On the other side, Yuan Mo said coldly, "Let's see what kind of strength you have to block my path." He also made his move. The 2/3 heaven saints attacked. Lin Xian instantly felt a great pressure. However, he wouldn't take a single step back. He used his body and sword soul to resist the opponent, and at the same time, he used stellar transposition to disrupt the power of this space. The power of the starry sky flame was mobilized by him. Not only that, he was also using the power of these 2 people. The battle erupted, and it was extremely chaotic. The little sword saint used all his strength to activate the black gold shield in his hand. He couldn't attack at all, and could only protect himself. The people in the distance couldn't do the same. Between heaven and earth, terrifying scenes filled the sky. Thunderlock appeared, carrying with it a terrifying Thunder Dao aura that covered the sky. On the other side, an ink-colored Qilin appeared, and it roared in all directions. These were 2 peerless geniuses, and the divine abilities they created were truly terrifying. Lin Xian shuttled back and forth between the 2 mystic skills. While it looked simple, it was actually way too dangerous. Every attack caused his blood to boil. Even if the energy gently brushed past him, it would still cause many cracks to appear on his body. He reached out with both hands, and there was a mysterious energy circulating around them. This was stellar transposition, and it was thrown out by him. The 2 behemoths were originally charging towards him together, but at this moment, they were fighting each other. The violent energy caused Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo to tremble. Damn it, you dare to attack me? Humph. Don't attack me anymore. Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo's eyes shone with a piercing cold light. The 3 of them kept attacking, and it became a chaotic battle. Everyone was an enemy. Yuan Mo blocked Lei Qianzhong's attack, and at the same time, he swung his saber at Lin Xian. Lin Xian turned into an ocean, and a huge whirlpool wrapped around his opponent's water Qilin. At the same time, he smashed out with one hand, and it turned into a golden heavenly steel. It carried a terrifying aura as it pressed down on Lei Qianzhong. The 3 of them attacked together, and it was extremely terrifying. They seemed to be evenly matched, and no one could do anything to the other. In the end, cracks appeared on their bodies, and some of them were even shocking. Lei Qianzhong roared, Yuan Mo, let's put aside our grudges and work together to kill this kid. When we enter the depths of the Fire Sea and fight for the Fire Seed, we'll see who's better.
All right.
Yuan Mo nodded, and the others sucked in a breath of cold air. What was the meaning of this? The 2/3 heavenly layer geniuses were going to work together? That person was definitely dead. No one could stop the joint attack of two peerless geniuses. At this moment, the people from Vermilion Bird Palace and Octagon Palace all revealed sinister smiles. The little sword saint's face turned pale. Although he had the black gold shield, he decisively retreated at this moment. Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo didn't attack each other again, and they both stared at Lin Xian. This time, Yuan Mo held his saber with one hand and formed a terrifying seal with the other. Countless laws rushed out from his body, and the broken saber in his hand flickered. Chapter 35-26. Not good. Sage Mubai, Meng Meng, and the others became nervous. Could Lin Xian stop the two of them? They even wanted to lend a helping hand. However, before they could do anything, Lin Xian made his move. Facing the two shocking attacks, he directly made his move. The great dragon sword soul in his body kept roaring as he cast the stellar transposition to the extreme. The stellar transposition was a mysterious divine ability that the Sage King had taught him. Coupled with the great dragon sword soul's enhancement, its power had reached the extreme at this moment. The starry fire on both sides were mobilized. It turned into two starry fire dragons, roaring and rushing out. The surrounding sea of fire was even more turbulent. The monstrous fire wolves rolled forward.
Boom. Boom.
It was like the end of the world. The starry fire was too terrifying. Even a minor saint would not dare to face it head-on. They could only defend themselves. Now that so many starry fire were mobilized and rushed forward, the opponent's attack was instantly devoured.
Not only that,
the two of them were also sent flying by the terrifying starry fire. They vomited blood, and their bodies were charred black.
What?
They were pushed back. The people in the distance were still preparing to move. In their opinion, the opponent would definitely die if the two great sky prides attacked. After the opponent died, they might be able to take advantage of the situation. However, the next scene made them dumbfounded. That person didn't die, but Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo were sent flying and coughing up mouthfuls of blood. How could it be? How could the opponent block the attack of 2/3 heavenly layer saints? Damn it, the starry fire. He actually used the starry fire. Countless saints were dumbfounded. They clearly saw that the starry fire had turned into two fire dragons, circling in the sky. How could he use the starry fire? Even a minor saint could not do this, right? What made them even more terrified was that the opponent's aura was still at the first heavenly layer. It was driving them crazy. Impossible. Lei Qianzhong roared crazily. Yuan Mo was also dumbfounded. He could not imagine how the person in front of him could be so mysterious. Lin Xian's face was also somewhat pale. That attack just now had been extremely dangerous. If he had not been able to block it, he would definitely have been blasted into a bloody mist. Fortunately, the power of stellar transposition was boundless. In addition, De Long's marriage could increase his battle prowess, so he was able to block this attack. His soul shot out and swept behind him. At this moment, the Black Earth had reached its most critical moment. It had to be said that these starry sky flames were too powerful, and the quantity was beyond imagination. Even the living fossils of the Nine Nether clan could not have imagined this. He would not give up such a good opportunity. Lei Qianzhong looked forward with an extremely ugly expression. Since his opponent could use the starry sky flame, he wouldn't be able to do anything to him even if the battle continued. However, it was impossible for the other party to monopolize the starry sky flame. He looked behind him and roared crazily. Are you guys just going to watch and not do anything? Didn't you bring a sacred artifact? And the Netherworld tribe, this is your territory. Hurry up and get a little saint here and kill him for me. As soon as his words came out, the crowd behind him was in an uproar. The third heavenly saint of the Dragon Valley walked out once again, the divine artifact in his hand glowing brightly. A terrifying aura spread out, causing everyone's scalp to go numb. Not good. Meng Huan and the others' faces changed. Even Lin Xian frowned. At this critical moment, Mu Bai made his move and blocked the other party once again. There were still a few experts who wanted to come out, but they were stopped by Meng Huan. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. The others were extremely anxious, but they were powerless. Lin Xian was in a place where the flames were so terrifying. Even if they wanted to help, they had to consider their own strength. Otherwise, if they were to attack rashly, they would probably be burned to ashes before they even reached their destination.
Boom.
Just when everyone was extremely anxious, the sky suddenly shattered. Countless people were pressed to the ground, trembling in fear. On the other hand, the people of the Nine Nether Clan were ecstatic. The experts of the Nine Nether Clan had come, and from the looks of it, they had brought a sacred artifact. This wasn't an ordinary sacred artifact. The moment it appeared, the aura it brought wasn't any weaker than a minor saint. In other words, this was definitely the power of a minor saint. This is great.
Kill him.
Lei Qianzhong shone brightly. Kill him and help me get the cosmic flame seed. I guarantee that your Nine Nether Clan will receive great benefits.
Boom.
In the sky, the Nine Nether Clan's saint waved a large purple flag. He had the combat strength of a minor saint. He quickly charged towards Lin Xian. Not good. Lin Xian felt his body go numb. The aura was too terrifying. It was even more terrifying than Lei Qianzhong and Meng Huan's chain attack. After all, a minor saint was too terrifying. It was far beyond the strength of an ordinary saint. Not good. Mu Bai, Meng Huan, and the others exclaimed. They didn't expect the other party to have such an expert. Moreover, this sacred artifact was too terrifying. Kid, let's see how you're going to die. Lei Qianzhong sneered. There was only one outcome for those who dared to block his path, and that was death. The large purple flag swept over. With an aura that could destroy everything, it descended towards Lin Xian. As soon as the aura appeared, Lin Xian felt that his body was about to split apart. This energy was too strong. He roared as his body shone brightly. He used stellar transposition to disperse the energy to the sides and used the cosmic flame seed to block the attack. However, he still spat out a mouthful of blood. Damn it! He roared in a low voice. He turned into the Kunpeng First Class and quickly dodged. Black Mountain.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
As soon as his voice fell, a black shadow rushed out from his body. Then, a boundless black demonic chi spread out in all directions. At this moment, everyone felt their bodies go cold, as if they had fallen into a 10,000-year-old ice cave. This aura was really too terrifying. Lei Qianzhong's expression instantly changed. Both of them were shocked. How could someone of this level appear? They quickly retreated, as if they were facing a great enemy. The expert from the Nine Nether tribe also gripped the purple flag tightly, as if he was facing a great enemy. The sacred artifact shone brightly, enveloping him. A fifth heavenly layer saint with a sacred artifact. He was comparable to a minor saint. But so what? Even if a true minor saint came, I wouldn't put him in my eyes. The black shadow's cold voice sounded, carrying with it an unparalleled domineering aura. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. Who is this person? Is he also a minor saint? Or is he a saint sovereign that is even more terrifying than a minor saint? They didn't know, but the other party's aura was too terrifying. It suppressed the Nine Nether Clan's experts. Mu Bai and Meng Huan were also stunned. The other party was obviously here to help Lin Xian. Who is this person? Why is there such a terrifying person by Lin Xian's side? Is he Lin Xian's Dao protector? Chapter 35-27. To be honest, the fifth heavenly layer saint from the Nine Netherbird clan was also stunned. This time, he brought a saint tool with him. He was confident that even if he encountered a minor saint, he would be able to contend against him. But now, He didn't dare to make a move because he felt that the opponent's aura was even more terrifying than a minor saint. Who is this person? Cold sweat dripped down from his forehead. A saint sovereign could cause a devastating blow to the 9 Netherbird clan. Therefore, he didn't dare to make a move. The others were also stunned. The opponent's aura was too terrifying. Even Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo felt like they were facing a great enemy. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. It seemed like the Black Mountain's aura was still effective. At this moment, he received a message from the other party.
Kid, don't just stand there.
I'm just releasing my aura. If we really fight, I won't be able to defeat that guy. Quickly think of a way to absorb some of the flames, and then we'll leave. Lin Xian nodded and acted quickly. It was impossible for the Black Earth to continue tempering here. However, he wouldn't let go of this opportunity. Since he couldn't stay here, he would take the flames away. This kind of flame was very dangerous. He had seen many people trying to absorb it, but none of them succeeded. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't dare to be careless. He directly used the Great Sage Pagoda. With the power of the Great Sage Pagoda, no matter how strong the flames were, they wouldn't be able to escape. After taking out the Great Sage Pagoda, he crazily absorbed the surrounding flames. The kid was absorbing the flames. Although the people in the distance didn't dare to make a move, they clearly saw the scene. At first, they didn't believe it. Until now, no one had succeeded in absorbing the flames. In their opinion, the opponent shouldn't be able to do it. But soon, they realized that the pagoda in the opponent's hand was rapidly absorbing the flames. It didn't seem to be damaged at all. How is this possible? The flames were actually taken away by the opponent. Damn it! Lei Qianzhong's face became incomparably ferocious. The people of the Vermilion Bird Palace also had ugly expressions. At this moment, everyone's heart was bleeding. They couldn't wait to charge over and cut the opponent into pieces. However, with the existence of the demon-like figure, no one dared to act rashly. Just when he was feeling extremely anxious, another powerful chi descended from the sky. A real minor saint had arrived. Edited by Lifer, Fingerfox. He was also an elder from the 9 Netherworlds tribe, a little saint. Roaring, he charged forward with murderous intent. Not good. Lin Xian's expression changed. He Shan also spoke and prepared to leave. As he spoke, he let out an angry roar, and the array formation that he had secretly set up exploded. Countless flames and attacks covered the sky as they collided with the other party. Immediately after, the violent energy became chaotic. The entire space was filled with violent flows of energy. The starry sky fire was completely stimulated and filled every corner of the void. Not good, retreat quickly. For a moment, the crowd was in a panic. Countless people were frantically fleeing. The little saint wanted to attack again, but Pan could no longer find the little saint, who was surrounded by layers upon layers of flaming mountains. In the end, the monstrous flames were simply too terrifying. Even with saint artifacts in their hands, they didn't dare to stay inside. They could only retreat. Lei Qianzhong roared in anger. They couldn't stay in such a terrifying flame, so they must have escaped. Quickly seal the entire Golden Fire Plain, seal the entire Alchemy Valley. Don't let anyone out.
We must capture them.
Vermilion Bird Palace, 8 Desolate Palace, and even the 9 Netherworlds tribe were moving with all their might, quickly sealing the entire Alchemy Valley. They would never let the other party escape. Alchemy Valley was also in a state of panic. They had also heard the news from the underground and were extremely shocked. They didn't expect that there was another world under their ground. Moreover, there was a terrifying starry sky fire inside. However, no one dared to enter without permission because the starry sky fire was completely chaotic. Even the little saints didn't dare to stay inside. At the same time, they also discovered that the entire Alchemy Valley was sealed. It seemed like they were searching for something. All kinds of news were spreading. It was rumored that a mysterious expert had fought against Lei Qianzhong and Yuan Mo at the same time, attracting countless people's attention. However, that mysterious expert had disappeared. Some people guessed that he had been burned to ashes by the flames below. However, Lei Qianzhong and the others still believed that the other party should be able to escape with his means. The other party was now hiding somewhere, preparing to leave quietly. They wouldn't let the other party escape. In the underground world, the starry sky fire was still extremely violent. No one would have thought that there would be two figures in such a terrifying place. Naturally, they were He Shan and Lin Xian. Previously, He Shan had completely activated the flames below, causing the starry sky fire to surge wildly. Even the little saints were forced to leave. However, Lin Xian remained behind. He used the great sage to protect himself, which was why he was able to stay here. This place was very safe for the time being. Therefore, Lin Xian let He Shan look after the Black Earth while he prepared to cultivate. The fire elemental energy in this place was really too strong. He cultivated the 5 elemental law, which originally contained the power of the law of fire. Therefore, how could he give up such a good opportunity at this moment? Just like that, Lin Xian began to cultivate underground. Time flowed. On this day, Lin Xian opened his eyes. A huge roar came from his body, and a terrifying saint aura spread between heaven and earth. All kinds of laws and great Daos also rushed out and surrounded him. He had broken through. Late stage first sky saint. Lin Xian was wild with joy. He Shan also sucked in a breath of cold air. This kind of breakthrough speed was too fast. This was the saint realm. How many people found it difficult to break through a small realm in a few hundred years? Some even needed 1,000 or 2,000 years to do so. But now, the other party had reached the late-stage first sky saint in such a short time. It was really amazing. This was definitely an existence that was as rare as phoenix feathers and Qilin horns. Of course, he also knew that there were 2 reasons for this. First, there were very few people like Lin Xian who could fight continuously. One had to know that Lin Xian had fought against 2/3 sky saints. This kind of experience was definitely rare. Second, the starry sky fire was really too powerful. The law it contained was probably something that even little saints would be jealous of. Therefore, the combination of the 2 allowed Lin Xian to break through again. Feeling his own power, Lin Xian smiled with satisfaction. If he met Lei Qianzhong again, he was sure to beat him until he was looking for his teeth on the ground. How was the Black Earth? He turned his head around. The current progress was good, but it would still take some time to become a true saint artifact. Hearing this, Lin Xian nodded and continued to use the Great Sage Tower to absorb the surrounding flames. Then, he put the Black Earth into the Great Sage Tower and prepared to leave. He Shan entered his crescent moon pendant. Lin Xian quickly flew outside. Chapter 35-28. The underground world was extremely terrifying. When the energy was chaotic, Lin Xian had already sent a message to Mu Bai and Meng Huan, so the 2 of them had already left.
They should be outside now.
He didn't plan to find them in a hurry, so he decided to investigate the situation first. Lin Xian changed his appearance again. He realized that there were more people in the Golden Fire Plains. So these people came because they heard about the legend of the starry sky fire. They wanted to see if there was a chance to get some benefits. He also realized that the Golden Fire Plains and even the Alchemy Valley had been sealed off. He couldn't get out for a while. It seemed like these people didn't give up. The Golden Fire Pavilion was a place similar to the 9-Dragon Mountain. It was a place for saints and experts to entertain. At this moment, there were indeed many people loitering around the Golden Fire Pavilion. They were dissatisfied. A man standing at the door said coldly, "Go back. This place has been booked by our young master." "What? You want to defy young Master Lei's orders?" Young Master Lei? Naturally, it was Lei Qianzhong. So no one dared to defy him. This guy was still so arrogant. Lin Xian sneered at the scene. "I heard that your young Master Lei was defeated by a level 1 celestial stage in the underground world. I wonder if it's true?" The moment he said that, the surrounding people were stunned. What? Young Master Lei was defeated by a level 1 celestial stage. No way, this must be fake. No, it seems to be true. Many people are spreading this rumor. This young Master Lei, is actually so weak? This kind of trash dares to tell us to scram? Many people were instantly enraged. They thought that Lei Qianzhong's strength was unparalleled, so they didn't dare to provoke him. But it seemed like that wasn't the case. The man in blue at the door was instantly enraged. Kid, do you want to die?
Who told you that?
Do you still want to tell me? The whole world is saying that your young master's strength isn't that great. So, don't be arrogant in front of me. The man in blue armor was furious. He wanted to say something, but a hand landed on his shoulder. In the next moment, a figure walked out from inside. Instantly, the sky was filled with lightning. Everyone retreated in fear, not daring to speak. Only Lin Xian was left. He looked at the people in front of him, and the smile in his eyes deepened. Io, the legendary Mr. Lei, has appeared. I heard that you were defeated by a saint of the first celestial air. Why don't you tell me what happened? The surrounding people were going crazy. It was fine if the other party had just said it, but now he dared to repeat it in front of young Master Lei. Was he courting death? Kid, kneel down, and I'll give you a quick death. Otherwise, I'll make you wish you were dead. Lei Qianzhong's voice was incomparably cold. At the same time, a few more voices rang out from the Golden Flame Pavilion.
What are you looking at?
The Golden Flame Pavilion has been booked by us today. Saints below the third heaven stage aren't qualified to enter. This voice was merciless. When the surrounding people heard it, their scalps were about to split open. Saints below the third heaven were not qualified. F***CK. Who is this? What a big mouth. Saints of the third heaven were extremely rare. How many could there be? Could it be that the other party was having an important meeting? Saints below the third heaven? Sure enough, he was really domineering. But why didn't he scram? Lin Xian pointed at the man in blue. The man in blue was not at the third heaven. He was only at the second heaven. The others also looked over. That's right. Why could a saint of the second heaven be here? Lei Qianzhong coldly snorted. He's our comrade, so of course he can stay here. If your comrade isn't strong enough, then he can stay here. If the others aren't strong enough, then they have to scram? Who made this rule? What a load of bullshit. Lin Xian coldly sneered. The others were also dissatisfied. Isn't this too domineering? How dare you question us? Do you want to die? Young Master Tang's eyes were cold. This is the rule I made. Whoever doesn't agree, come and die. His gaze swept over with a destructive aura. The surrounding people lowered their heads. Who would dare to go against Lei Qianzhong? Wasn't that just courting death? What's there to be arrogant about? You can't even beat a saint of the first heaven. You have the nerve to be arrogant in front of me? I advise you to kneel down and kowtow to me 10 times. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll end up miserable. Hearing this, the surrounding people's scalps went numb. No matter how bad the rumors about Lei Qianzhong were, he was still a saint of the third heaven. How weak could a saint of the third heaven be? If he wanted to kill them, a single finger would be enough. Who is this guy? How dare he be so arrogant? Does he have some kind of trump card? Maybe he's also a saint of the third heaven. That's right, the starry sky flame attracted a lot of experts recently. Maybe he's one of them. Because Lin Xian's face was unfamiliar, they didn't recognize him at all. They were all guessing. However, when someone probed Lin Xian's cultivation, he fell to the ground with a thud. His legs turned to jelly. Holy shit, a saint of the first heaven. How is this possible? The others didn't believe it and probed further. They were also dumbfounded. He really is a saint of the first heaven. Damn it, a saint of the first heaven dares to challenge Lei Qianzhong? Is this kid's brain flooded with water? He must have heard too many rumors. It was rumored that a mid-stage saint of the first heaven was evenly matched with Lei Qianzhong. That's why he thought he was able to fight against Lei Qianzhong with his late-stage first heaven cultivation. How is this possible? These people shook their heads. Although the rumors might be true, that mid-stage saint of the first heaven definitely had some kind of super weapon. It was very likely that he had a saint weapon to be able to fight against Lei Qianzhong. Otherwise, they wouldn't believe it even if they were beaten to death. Therefore, When they saw a saint of the first heaven provoking them again, they felt that it was unreal. "And you want to die?" Lei Qianzhong roared crazily as lightning surged from his body. Indeed, he had previously fought to a standstill with a first celestial layer cultivator. This made him feel great shame. However, that didn't mean that anyone could provoke him. Now that the opponent was a saint of the first heaven, he was filled with killing intent. However, at this moment, a few figures walked out of the Golden Fire Pavilion and came to Lei Qianzhong's side. "Brother Lei, let us do it this time." "Yeah, you just came back from the underground world and probably haven't rested well. Let us do it," these people said. They didn't dare to let Lei Qianzhong take the risk. "All right, then I'll have to trouble you guys." Lei Qianzhong nodded. He didn't make a move because it was very strange recently. The saints of the first heaven he met here were all very powerful. If he were to fight to a standstill with them, then it would be very funny. All kinds of rumors would spread. At that time, not only would he lose face, but their reputation in the two-star boundary would also be damaged. Chapter 35-29. TSK, after all that talk, you don't even have the guts to accept the challenge. Do you want someone else to fight for you? What a coward. How can someone like you be called a genius from the second astral realm? The surrounding people were in an uproar. What's going on? Lei Qianzhong really doesn't dare to accept the challenge? What nonsense. What do you mean he doesn't dare to accept the challenge? Brother Lei just doesn't want to fight with you. That's right, Brother Lei just came up from the underground world. His body hasn't adjusted yet, so it's not convenient for him to fight. I'll fight with you. Promise me that you can be arrogant as you wish. A figure walked out of the cave. This person's aura was also very powerful. He was actually a third heaven sage. Once the aura was released, the crowd was in an uproar. An expert. This was definitely an expert. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Another third celestial layer saint? And from the looks of it, he was very familiar with Lei Qianzhong. Lin Xian guessed that he wasn't from the first celestial layer, he should be a genius from the second celestial layer. There were actually so many people from the second astral realm. I have to say, you're really stupid. You actually want to take the thunder for Lei Qianzhong? Since that's the case, don't blame me for being rude. Lin Xian stepped out, and his aura exploded. Late stage first heaven sage.
So weak.
That person sneered. The youth had long white hair and wore a purple Taoist robe. He looked mighty and had a hint of demonic aura. The white-haired man said, "Do you want me to let you have 3 moves? Or do you want me to let you use one hand?" In his opinion, the opponent was just an arrogant guy. However, his true strength should be like an ant. He was a third heaven sage. He could probably kill a first heaven sage with one slap. "Let me have 3 moves? You're so generous. Thank you very much." Lin Xian's eyes exploded with a cold light. In the next moment, a terrifying aura rushed out from his body. That energy covered the sky and the earth, causing the world to tremble.
Boom.
The energy formed a huge figure in the sky. It was like a giant dragon. Its dark eyes looked down, causing everyone's heart to beat faster. It was as if their souls were about to be devoured.
Boom.
This phantom formed by the Tao of heaven and earth rushed down with an unparalleled aura. It destroyed everything in front of it. What? The white-haired man's pupils shrank. He didn't expect the other party to be so strong. Due to his carelessness, he could only block in a panic. A fierce gust of wind rose from his body, forming a huge wind shield between heaven and earth.
Boom.
That gigantic dragon phantom ruthlessly smashed onto the windshield, emitting a deafening sound. Everyone was pushed back, their faces pale. Under their shocked gazes, the white-haired man was directly pushed back. The wind blade in front of him kept shattering, and the law on it was pierced through. "That damned brat. I want you dead." The white-haired man's expression instantly turned ferocious. His body was filled with a terrifying killing intent. Lin Xian laughed. "Oh, you're anxious now? Didn't you say you'd let me have 3 moves first? This was only the first move, there were still 2 more.
Boom.
Above his head, the giant dragon's phantom roared and opened its mouth to spit out endless waves that swept across the entire sky. This wave once again swallowed the white-haired man. Die for me. The white-haired man roared. He had said he'd let Lin Xian have 3 moves first. Now he didn't dare to let Lin Xian have 3 moves first. The law of wind on his body trembled violently. It was as if he had turned into a wind god. The unparalleled sharpness on his body cut through the surrounding seawater as he rushed out from the seawater. Brat, I admit that you're strong. I was wrong. I take back what I said just now. However, you've angered me. I'll kill you personally. Wind Spirit Finger. He stretched out his finger, and green Dao runes spread out, intertwining with a terrifying storm as he pointed forward. Whoosh! The surrounding seawater collided with the storm, and Lin Xian's entire body merged into the sea. He cultivated the law of 5 elements and could use any law of the 5 elements. At this moment, it was as if he had turned into a sea god. Boundless waves wrapped around the wind spirit finger, and then he rushed out. The seawater on his body instantly turned into flames. The monstrous flames had an aura that could burn everything and instantly melted the surrounding storm.
Boom.
He threw out a punch, causing explosions in all directions. This punch carried the law of fire, causing the entire world to shatter. Not good. The white-haired man's face became extremely ugly. His body turned into countless gusts of wind and scattered in all directions. He wanted to dodge. However, he still underestimated this punch. Although his opponent's body was weathered, he couldn't dodge at all. Everything in front of him was completely destroyed, including the wind and air. Everything was spread in the raging flames.
Ah!
The white-haired man let out a miserable cry as he fell to the ground. His body was once again transformed by the wind. His body was charred black, and his internal organs were burned. He was struggling in pain. A mere early 3rd heaven sage was nothing. Lin Xian said coldly. To be honest, he was really shocked. The increase in his cultivation had caused his strength to undergo an earth-shattering change. In the past, he would have to use his full strength to fight a 3rd heaven sage. Now, it was obviously much easier. Defeated? How could it be? The surrounding people went crazy. That was a 3rd heaven sage, and now he was defeated by a single punch. Lei Qianzhong's people were all stunned. Lei Qianzhong couldn't believe it, and his heart was filled with fear. His companions' faces were filled with shock. How could this be? Were they dreaming? How could a 1st heaven sage defeat them? Damn it! What's going on in the 1st astral realm? Where did all these monsters come from? You! The white-haired man fell to the ground, his body twitching nonstop, and his eyes were filled with fear. Lin Xian looked at him and sneered. Seeing you stand up for Lei Qianzhong, I thought you were some kind of expert. But now, it seems like you're really disappointing. I didn't expect you to not even be able to take a single punch from me. This means that Lei Qianzhong should be at the same level as you, and also unable to take a single punch from me. The 2nd astral realm isn't that great. Kid, you're courting death. How dare you look down on us? Those people were furious. They felt provoked, insulted, and humiliated. Lin Xian sneered. Why are you angry? Then prove it with your strength. Do you really think that you're a god that can look down on everything? In my opinion, you're just ants in the eyes of others. Therefore, you don't have the right to be arrogant in front of me. The surrounding people felt their scalps tingle. This scene was really hard to believe. A group of geniuses from the 2nd astral boundary was actually suppressed by someone here, and they couldn't even raise their heads. Lei Qianzhong was also dumbfounded. To be honest, he didn't expect it to be like this.
How could this be?
How could there be so many powerful 1st heaven sages in this world? He couldn't help but want to attack together with his companions and see what kind of monster he was. Chapter 35:30. Looking at the murderous gazes around him, Lin Xian smiled. If you're not convinced, then come at me. I'll take you on. Of course, if you think you can't win one-on-one, then you can attack as a group. Attack as a group? Everyone's mouths twitched. Lei Qianzhong's group's faces were terrifyingly dark. To be honest, they did have such thoughts, but they would never do it.
Who were they?
They came from the second astral realm and came here to become heavenly gods. Now that they were fighting a first sky cultivator, if they attacked as a group, they would lose all their face. From then on, no one would look at them highly. They would be mocked endlessly. Therefore, attacking as a group was impossible. What? You don't dare to attack as a group?
Pooh.
They finally couldn't take it anymore. Some even vomited blood. They didn't dare to attack as a group? They didn't care. I'll kill you. I'll definitely kill you. That's right, that kid isn't that strong. White Demon must have been careless before. That's why he got what he wanted. We'll treat him as a third sky saint, and we won't lose. His companions clenched their teeth. A few of them prepared to come out. Lin Xian glanced at them and shook his head. Forget it. You trash shouldn't come out and embarrass yourselves. Trash? The second astral realm's geniuses were going crazy. No one dared to call them trash, but Lin Xian didn't hold back. Your strength is about the same as white hair. You can't even take a punch from me. Let Lei Qianzhong come out personally. What? Is he going to be a coward? Is he going to watch his companions fall one by one for him? Lei Qianzhong, you can't be trash like this, right? Lin Xian decided to settle this once and for all. This Lei Qianzhong was very arrogant before. Now it's time to end it. Countless gazes turned towards Lei Qianzhong. Even his companions turned to look at him. Lei Qianzhong felt a great pressure. Damn it, looks like he has no choice but to fight. Furthermore, he had to win this battle. Otherwise, he wouldn't have the face to stay here. But was he confident in winning? His opponent's punch was indeed terrifying, and it made him feel threatened. Although it was threatening, I wouldn't necessarily lose. Moreover, that should be the strongest attack of the other party. If I can withstand that move, I will definitely win the next round. Lei Qianzhong quickly simulated the battle scene in his mind. He felt that his chances of winning were very high. Therefore, he stood out and said, "Since you don't know what's good for you, I'll kill you myself." Did Lei Qianzhong make a move? The surrounding people were also in an uproar. In the distance, even more people were rushing over. This was definitely going to be a world-shaking battle. Do you really dare to accept the challenge? Lin Xian was also stunned. He thought that the other party would continue to be a coward. However, he quickly stopped laughing. Fine, let's settle this once and for all.
One.
Lei Qianzhong let out a furious roar as his body erupted with endless lightning laws, forming a sea of lightning. A terrifying pressure enveloped the area, causing the surrounding sages to tremble.
One.
Lin Xian's body also emitted a terrifying flame that enveloped him. The flame formed 4 vermilion birds that fought in 4 different directions, stabilizing the space. The surrounding sea of lightning couldn't even get close. This little bit of lightning is not enough. If you don't have any other trump cards, you can kneel down and admit defeat. You're courting death. Kid, I'll let you know my power. Lei Qianzhong roared. I'll make you kneel on the ground and never let you rise again. His hands trembled, and terrifying lightning bolts shot out at high speed. Lightning struck the sky. One had to admit that Lei Qianzhong was really strong. He was so strong that even the older generation figures trembled. However, Lin Xian didn't care. He stood there, his golden eyes emitting a cold light as the flames on his body burned even more fiercely. The 4 vermilion birds spread their wings as the firestorm collided with the sea of lightning, isolating the destructive power.
One.
The sea surged out from under his feet. Waves after waves of horrifying aura swept forward. At the same time, one mountain after another appeared in the sky and smashed towards Lei Qianzhong. Lei Qianzhong roared crazily as a lightning blade and a lightning sword appeared in his hands. He slashed in all directions, splitting the mountains and waves apart. However, this wasn't the end of this phenomenon. The mountains that were split apart healed, and countless vines grew out from them. All kinds of dense forest plants filled the sky. Even Lei Qianzhong's body was about to grow, sucking his life force dry. Explode. With a roar, tens of thousands of lightning bolts exploded, turning the area into nothingness. The battle between the two sides was terrifying. Everyone was terrified when they saw this. However, they gradually realized that Lei Qianzhong was being suppressed, and the suppression was getting stronger. In the end, Lei Qianzhong was sent flying by the 5 phenomena in the sky. It was the combination of the 5 elemental laws, forming a 5-shaped sword that sent him flying.
Cough, cough.
He was sent flying, crashing through the void and half-kneeling on the ground. Looking at the blood he spat out, his body trembled slightly. "I'm injured. I'm actually injured. I don't believe it. Impossible." He roared crazily as the lightning on his body surged crazily. "I won't lose. I definitely won't lose." To be honest, he was about to go crazy. He was defeated by a first celestial layer before. At that time, he thought that his opponent had borrowed the power of the starry sky flame, so it didn't count. But now, another first celestial layer sage had appeared. He was defeated in the end. How could he explain this time? His opponent definitely didn't borrow the power of the starry sky flame. This was his true strength. He even suspected that his opponent was a peerless old monster who hid his aura and cultivation to come out and play with him. Otherwise, how could someone in the first astral realm defeat him? Even if his opponent was the successor of a great emperor, he wouldn't believe it. He didn't know that the reason he was defeated by a first celestial layer sage was because of one person, Lin Xian. Although Lin Xian wasn't the successor of a great emperor, his physique and dragon soul were incomparable to Lei Qianzhong's. Lei Qianzhong was unlucky to have provoked Lin Xian. "You don't believe that I can fight above my level? Then I can only say that your standards are too low. I didn't expect the people in the second astral realm to be so weak. Haven't you heard that there is always someone better than you out there?" Lin Xian said coldly. "Damn it, don't be so arrogant. I won't lose to you. You must have eaten some kind of pill to stimulate your potential. That's why you can fight with me. Soon you'll become weak. I'll kill you. I'll definitely kill you." Lei Qianzhong stood up once again, his eyes filled with cold, killing intent. Lin Xian snorted. "Ignorant fool. Disappear from my sight, or I'll kill you myself." A terrifying killing intent surged from his body, as if everyone's soul was being split open. Chapter 35-31. The people in the second astral realm trembled as fear appeared in their eyes. Lei Qianzhong was even more agitated. "You dare to kill me? Do you know who I am? I'm from Sky Thunder City. If you dare to touch a hair on my head, Sky Thunder City will tear you to pieces." "Tear me to pieces? So you're threatening me, huh?" Lin Xian's smile disappeared as a golden light flickered in his eyes. "I hate being threatened the most." He walked forward as the heavens and earth trembled with him. Countless cracks spread out from under his feet. Everyone was terrified. What is this kid doing? Is he really going to attack Lei Qianzhong? Lei Qianzhong was also shocked. He looked at the approaching figure and screamed, "You dare to kill me? Do you know what kind of existence Sky Thunder City is? You're thinking too much. You're too naive. Do you think I can only torture you by killing you? There are many ways to make you wish you were dead, some ways to make you regret being born in this world. I can let you have a taste of all of them. Don't worry, I have many elixirs in my hands. I can guarantee that you'll still be alive after the pain." The surrounding people sucked in a breath of cold air. What kind of method is this? If Lei Qianzhong really falls into the enemy's hands, it won't be easy even if he wants to die. Lei Qianzhong also retreated in fear, his face pale. He never thought that someone would dare to treat him like this. One must know that when he came to the first astral realm, whether it was the 9 Nether Tribe, Vermilion Bird Palace, or Dragon Valley's experts and elders, they were all extremely respectful when they saw him. No one dared to offend him, and no one dared to offend Sky Thunder City. But now, such a fearless person had appeared. He directly injured him, and even wanted to torture him to the point where he wished he was dead. To be honest, he was really scared.
Buzz.
Lightning flashed on his body as the law spread out. He quickly retreated. Don't you think it's too late to leave? Lin Xian sneered. He didn't move, but the water below his feet formed a clone and blocked the enemy's path. In the next moment, Lin Xian's Kuan avatar moved at lightning speed and appeared in front of the Kuan avatar. Block for me. Lei Qianzhong unleashed 18 lightning laws, forming a terrifying shield that covered the entire area. However, they were all shattered by a single slap. Lei Qianzhong's face also received a heavy slap. His bones were cracked from the beating. He fell to the ground, and the earth was smashed apart. Damn it, I won't let you off. He roared like a madman, but what greeted him was a kick. Lin Xian's feet were covered with nomological laws. At this moment, it was as if they had turned into a heavenly monument as he stomped down. With a cracking sound, everyone could clearly hear the sound of bones breaking. Who knew how many bones had been crushed by this stomp? This caused Lei Qianzhong to roll on the ground. Every time he rolled, a part of the world would shatter. However, he couldn't break free at all. The pair of claws firmly stepped on his body, making him despair. I don't have any grudges with you, but you've tried to kill me time and time again. Do you really think that I'm a pushover? Now, I'll let you taste the consequences of your arrogance. Lin Xian exerted more force with his foot, causing more cracks to appear on his opponent's body. What? When Lei Qianzhong heard this, he raised his head with a trace of confusion. Did he offend this person? Lin Xian sneered. Don't you recognize me? Previously, at 9 Dragon Mountain, I didn't provoke you, but you used your status to suppress me. You even wanted to kill me. At that time, did you ever think that today would happen? It's you. It's you who deserves to die. Lei Qianzhong screamed like a madman. How could he forget what happened at 9 Dragon Mountain? That was the first time he felt someone provoke him. At that time, it was also someone at the first celestial layer. He didn't expect it to be this person. Damn it, I hate you so much. I should have killed you back then. Lei Qianzhong roared like a madman, but he was slapped to the ground. Half of his face was smashed. Lin Xian sneered. You're very strong. Do you really think this is the first time you lost to me? To be honest, this is the 4th time we've fought. It's also the 2nd time I've completely defeated you. Do you really think you're a genius? To be honest, you're just an ant in front of me, so you don't have any right to be arrogant. Out of the 4 exchanges, he had lost twice. Lei Qianzhong couldn't believe it. Who is this person? Suddenly, he thought of a scene. It was when he was at 9 Dragon Mountain, when he was in the Alliance, when he was in the underground world, and now. These 4 people were all at the first celestial layer. He originally thought that there were so many monsters in the first celestial layer, but now he realized that he was wrong. These 4 people were all the same person. It's you. It's always been you. Lei Qianzhong finally understood. Seeing his eyes, Lin Xian smiled. Looks like you're not that stupid. You can understand. But so what? You're already my prisoner. If I want to kill you, it'll only take a moment. Kill me? Do you dare? If you kill me, Sky Thunder City will send even more terrifying saints to kill you. Although you can defeat me, you don't dare to do anything to me. This kind of bone fracture is nothing to a saint like me. It's not even a scratch. Lei Qianzhong laughed. Speaking of which, you're still worried about my identity. Although I've lost to you, as long as you give me a chance, I can fight back. If I kill you, I'll make you wish you were dead. Everyone's scalp went numb. Indeed, Lei Qianzhong's identity was too terrifying. No one dared to go against him. Even that person wouldn't dare to kill him. You're very confident in yourself, but this time you're still wrong. I've said it before, there's a kind of pain that's worse than death. Since you still don't believe me, I'll let you experience it. Golden runes revolved in Lin Xian's eyes as he activated his eye technique. Lei Qianzhong was hit in an instant. His soul twisted as he screamed crazily. This time, his voice was much more miserable. The saints who heard it felt their hair stand on end. Kill me quickly. Lei Qianzhong's consciousness was already blurred. He would rather die than suffer this kind of torture. Damn it, let Brother Lei go. His companions around him roared crazily. Lei Qianzhong's identity wasn't ordinary. He was from Sky Thunder City. If something happened to him, it would definitely cause a huge commotion. At that time, they would also be implicated. Therefore, they couldn't care less about their face. They could only attack together. Looking at those people, Lin Xian turned his head, and the blue sea tide surged. Suddenly, the golden light in his eyes turned emerald green. With him as the center, a soul attack swept out in all directions. In an instant, the saints near him were hit.
Ah!
All kinds of miserable cries rang out. They didn't expect the opponent's soul attack to be so fast. The onlookers were also scared stiff. They quickly retreated. At the same time, they were terrified. Too strong. Who was this person? Just a glance was enough to shock so many saints. This method was heaven-defying. When did such a heaven-defying expert appear in their first star realm? Chapter 35-32. Stopping so many saints by himself and torturing Lei Qianzhong until he was hovering between life and death, this method was too terrifying. Everyone was horrified. They had no doubt that Lei Qianzhong's fate would be miserable. However, at this moment, a monstrous divine aura came from afar. Following that, a figure rushed over. Who is it? How dare you attack someone from Sky Thunder City? Are you tired of living? Hurry up and get over here to die. This voice was filled with endless thunder. A saint, an even more terrifying saint. When they saw the law of heaven and earth, the surrounding people went crazy. This saint's aura was too strong. It had already surpassed Lei Qianzhong and the other geniuses from the second astral realm, and it seemed like this person was also an expert from Sky Thunder City. Senior brother, save me. Lei Qianzhong's face was filled with joy when he saw the figure. Great, an expert from Sky Thunder City is here. He was saved this time. Once he was saved, he would use all his means to torture this person to death. A saint from Sky Thunder City? Lin Xian stepped on Lei Qianzhong, his eyes flashing as he raised his head. Hurry up and let go of my junior brother. Do you know that you have already committed a capital offense? When the figure arrived and saw Lei Qianzhong's appearance, he was instantly enraged. Their Sky Thunder City's genius was actually being stepped on by someone. This was unforgivable. Kneel down and accept your death. A cold voice sounded. Lin Xian laughed. So arrogant. Can't you see that your junior brother is in my hands? You want to save your junior brother? Fine, as you said. Kneel down and kowtow to me. Then I will consider sparing your life. What? When those words came out, the geniuses from the second astral realm felt their scalps go numb. This brat actually dared to say such words. Lei Qianzhong roared crazily. Brat, you're dead. My senior brother is a fourth-layer saint. You're definitely going to die. Noisy. Lin Xian coldly snorted and stepped on the other party's face, crushing it. Blood flowed out onto the ground. As for the fourth heaven sage, he was enraged. Damn it! His aura was monstrous, turning into an unparalleled pressure that ruthlessly pressed down on Lin Xian. As far as he was concerned, he could destroy the other party with a single glance. Lin Xian felt immense pressure. He had to admit that the strength of a fourth-level saint was extremely terrifying. But so what? With a cold shout, he directly grabbed Lei Qianzhong's stage with one hand and lifted him up, using him as a shield. A terrifying pressure crashed into Lei Qianzhong's body, causing his body to shatter. He screamed like a pig being slaughtered. When the saint of the fourth heaven saw this scene, he quickly withdrew the laws of heaven and earth. He gritted his teeth and said, "Despicable and shameless, you actually dare to use my junior brother as a shield. Am I despicable and shameless? You, a fourth heaven sage, attacked me, a first heaven sage. Aren't you despicable and shameless? In terms of shamelessness, I can't compare to your Sky Thunder City." The fourth heaven saint was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. No one had ever dared to speak to him like this, and no one had ever dared to provoke the Sky Thunder City. But now, a mere level 1 ant dared to be so audacious. Brat, I advise you not to make a mistake. The strength of our Sky Thunder City is not something you can imagine. So, if you obediently release my junior brother now, I can spare your life. Spare my life? What a boastful tone. Should I be the one thanking you? Lin Xian coldly snorted. As soon as you arrived, you attacked me without even asking me what was going on? How domineering. Why didn't you ask me what happened? Maybe your junior brother did something wrong? There is no right or wrong. What the disciples of my Sky Thunder City do is right. You are indeed arrogant, but I can also say that what I did was right. If you want to spare your junior brother's life, then obediently do as I say.
What do you want?
The fourth heaven saint gritted his teeth. It's very simple. Scram back to where you came from. I can spare his life, but he provoked me time and time again. He even tried to kill me many times. I have to take revenge for this. He can be spared from death, but he can't escape punishment. Once I'm done punishing him, I will let him go.
What?
You really dare to attack the people of Sky Thunder City? The fourth heaven saint was instantly enraged. If you don't scram, I can guarantee that he will die. With that, Lin Xian exerted force and broke one of Lei Qianzhong's arms. Sacred blood instantly flowed out. You! The fourth heaven saint was instantly enraged. A terrifying aura rose from his body. Boundless lightning intertwined and formed a thunder god's hammer. It floated between heaven and earth. His Thunder Dao law was much more terrifying than Lei Qianzhong's. Do you want to fight? Lin Xian's eyes exploded with killing intent. He was ready to kill Lei Qianzhong at any time and fight to the death. But at this moment, the void rippled and another powerful figure descended. Countless red lights fell between heaven and earth. When the crowd looked carefully, they found that it was Fu Hongya. Red leaves fell from the Sky Palace one after another, carrying the Tao of Law. They were like leaves from the immortal world, causing countless people to exclaim in admiration. Without a doubt, the person who came was an expert. Indeed, they saw a figure walk out from the crack in the void. It was a man dressed in red. He was tall and slender, his hair was silver white, and his face was incomparably handsome. His long and narrow eyes were filled with boundless sacred aura. The moment he appeared, he blocked the thunder god's hammer in the sky. Lin Xian felt the pressure on his body instantly lessen. He also raised his head and looked at the red-robed, silver-haired man in surprise. It's you.
Fu Hongya.
The fourth heaven saint was extremely shocked. His pupils shrunk to the size of needles. Obviously, he knew the newcomer and looked as if he was facing a great enemy. After the initial shock, his face sank and he said coldly, "This matter has nothing to do with you, right?" The red-robed, silver-haired man said indifferently,
Of course it has nothing to do with me.
"Then why did you make things difficult for me?" "I stopped you because I couldn't stand it. I didn't expect the people from the second astral realm Sky Thunder City to be so shameless. Using the difference in cultivation and age to bully a junior. I don't want them to think that the second astral realm's people are all shameless scum. That's why I came out to stop you. Do you have a problem with that?" The red-robed, silver-haired man's voice wasn't loud, but it was clearly heard by everyone. His voice carried a domineering aura. At the same time, it was filled with disdain. It seemed like the red-robed, silver-haired man was disdainful of the other party's actions. Damn it, don't be arrogant. The fourth heaven saint gritted his teeth. How dare the other party call him a shameless person? This made him so angry that his lungs were about to explode. However, he didn't act rashly because the man in front of him was very strong. He was a little afraid. You saw what happened to Fu Hongya. That kid injured my junior brother, and now he wants to torture him. How can I not act? This is my Sky Thunder City's matter. You'd better not interfere. Moreover, it's not that I want to interfere. It's that kid who doesn't know what's good for him. If he obediently releases him now and kneels down to admit his mistake, I can consider sparing his life. Chapter 35-33. This kid doesn't know what's good for him. If he obediently releases the hostages and kneels down to admit his mistake, I can consider sparing his life. After he finished speaking, he looked down. The red-robed, silver-haired man also looked down. He saw Lin Xian. Lin Xian frowned and said loudly, "You want me to admit my mistake? What a joke. I didn't do anything wrong. Sky Thunder City was the one who bullied me throughout the entire process. I was just defending myself. If you want me to kneel down, it should be you, from Sky Thunder City." Lin Xian's attitude was firm. He doesn't know what's good for him. The fourth heaven sage snorted. "Fu Hongye, did you see that? It's not that I want to attack him. He's the one who doesn't know what's good for him. Is that so? Why do I admire him? I feel that he's not afraid of power. His courage is commendable."
What do you mean by that?
"Do you really want to go against Sky Thunder City? Do you think I'm afraid of you?" At this point, the fourth heaven sage's lightning-winged hand appeared behind his back and a lightning scepter appeared in his hand. It was formed from the Tao of heaven and earth. Its power was unparalleled. "Are you sure you want to fight me?" The silver-haired man narrowed his eyes. His eyes emitted a shocking light. In the next moment, he flipped his finger and a red leaf appeared on his fingertip. There was a sharp sword drawn on the red leaf. Although it was just a leaf, it made the fourth heaven sage feel as if he was facing a great enemy. He quickly summoned a lightning god's shield and a lightning battle armor appeared on his body to defend himself. Calm down. Many people appeared in the surroundings again. They were the people from Dragon Valley, 8 Desolation Hall, and Vermilion Bird Palace. The people from the 9 Nether tribe also rushed over and tried to persuade them. Among them, an expert from Dragon Valley walked out and said, "This fellow Taoist must be an expert from the second astral realm. I wonder which saint city you're from?" He was naturally asking the red-robed, silver-haired man. "I'm Fu Hongye, from Wushuang City." Wushuang City. Everyone was shocked. This was a major force from the second astral realm. It was the second saint city that they heard of after Sky Thunder City. The expert from Dragon Valley smiled. "So it's a fellow Taoist from Wushuang City. I have a 10,000-year-old spiritual teeb." "That's right, Tao friend. This is their Sky Thunder City's matter. Why don't we let them settle it themselves?" Was the Dragon Valley going to intervene? The crowd was shocked, but Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. How shameless. That sounded fair, but how could he solve it himself? Let a fourth heaven sage attack a first heaven sage? He immediately snorted coldly. "Since you know that this is a matter of the Sky Thunder City and has nothing to do with your Dragon Valley, then why did you jump out? Are you qualified to meddle in my affairs?" "Brat, you really don't know what's good for you, right?" The expression of the Dragon Valley expert also darkened. "I was advising you out of goodwill." Trying to persuade him out of goodwill? Lin Xian sneered. "I can't tell what good intentions you have. You pulled the expert away and let a level 4 celestial layer attack me. Is this kindness? I think you're just heartless and unscrupulous.
Impudent.
You're courting death." He was furious, and a biting cold killing intent appeared on his body. "Kid, do you believe that I can destroy you without the Sky Thunder City's help?"
Why?
"Are you angry? Didn't you jump out to hug the Sky Thunder City's thigh? Didn't you want to enter the second astral realm and enter the Sky Thunder City? Why do you speak so righteously and help me for your own selfish interests? What a joke. Also, do you really think that you can kill me?" Lin Xian's eyes were filled with disdain. The Dragon Valley sage was not a level 4 celestial layer sage, but a level 3 celestial layer sage. How could such a sage be so arrogant in front of him? "Do you really think that you can compete with a level 3 celestial layer sage?" The Dragon Valley expert was also angry, and the killing intent on his body became even more biting cold. "You're just relying on your cultivation to be arrogant. You've only lived for a few thousand years. If we're at the same level, there's no difference between killing you and killing you." Everyone was shocked. They did not expect Lin Xian to go against the Dragon Valley again, and his attitude was still incomparably arrogant. "Reckless kid, no wonder you offended the Sky Thunder City. Seems like you're really hopeless. Today, I'll enforce justice on behalf of the heavens and get rid of an ant like you. The Dragon Valley expert was thoroughly enraged, and the surrounding people sneered. First, he went against the Sky Thunder City alone. Now, he's going against the Dragon Valley. Is he tired of living? You want to use me to curry favor with the Sky Thunder City? You've got the wrong idea. If you dare to jump around in front of me again, I'll kill you as well. Lin Xian's eyes were also filled with incomparable killing intent. He did not have a good impression of the Dragon Valley because both sides had a grudge to begin with. Good. Kid, since you said so, don't blame me for taking action. The Saint of the Dragon Valley stepped forward. Crackling sounds came from his body, and a huge hand came out and slapped forward. That hand brought with it unparalleled power, and it made the world tremble as it enveloped Lin Xian. The Dragon Valley was a lineage of the dragon race, and their physique was extremely strong. As expected of a shameless old dog. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Xian grabbed Lei Qianzhong's head with one hand, and his other hand clenched into a fist and punched forward. Boundless flames danced on his fist, converging to form a sun. It blasted over, giving people an itchy feeling.
Boom. Boom.
The fist and the palm collided in the sky, and the violent aura spread out in all directions. After the exchange, both of them retreated at the same time. The crowd was stunned. The opponent's physique was comparable to a sage's. Moreover, this was an expert from the Dragon Valley. The Dragon Race's super expert had said that he was much stronger than an ordinary level 3 sage. But now, he was helpless against the opponent. Is this what you used to show off in front of me? Not much. Lin Xian's eyes were filled with disdain. The Dragon Valley's sage was going crazy. I'll definitely kill you. He was completely enraged. If he did not kill the opponent, he would lose face.
Die.
The Dragon Valley sage roared, and his dragon blood surged. Together with the laws of heaven and earth, it formed 36 rays of light. Like 36 dragon spears, they pierced down. These rays of light were too bright, and they brought with them a terrifying power that made people tremble. Even a level 3 sage would be pierced through in an instant. 36 dragon generals filled up the entire void. They were indestructible and had completely enveloped Lin Xian. Dragon Blood Divine Spear. It seemed that the Dragon Valley sage was really angry. He used such a terrifying technique right from the start. Facing such a terrifying technique, Lin Xian was not afraid at all. He snorted, and a dragon's roar came from his body. Then, 81 rays of sword chi rushed out from his body. 81 rays of sword chi swept across the 9 heavens, and with a biting cold, killing intent, it rushed out and collided with the 36 dragon spears. Chapter 35-34. Each of the 36 dragon spears was extremely terrifying, but Lin Xian's sword chi was even more terrifying. Furthermore, the number of sword chi was twice that of the opponent's. Therefore, in the blink of an eye, the 81 sword chi destroyed the 36 dragon spears. The remaining sword chi also attacked the Dragon Valley sage. As expected, the Dragon Valley sage roared and waved his dragon fist. It hit the sword chi and made a clanging sound. His fist was actually cut open. Dragon blood flowed out and dyed the sky red. He was also pushed back by this power. In a simple exchange, he was injured. Moreover, he was in a very sorry state. He couldn't take it. With a roar, he took out a real dragon spear. It was a sacred weapon. He was the expert who fought with Mu Bai with a sacred weapon. Now that he was facing Lin Xian, he took out his sacred weapon again. A terrifying Saint Path aura spread out and swept across the 9 heavens and 10 lands. Everyone frantically retreated. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and sneered. Sacred weapons are really shameless.
Why?
You can't beat me, a level 3. So, you want to use a sacred weapon? Aren't you afraid of being mocked by the world? No one will say anything if I kill you. The Dragon Valley sage's face was extremely cold. This time, he had to kill Lin Xian even if he lost face.
Boom.
He waved his dragon spear and pierced the sky. It was as if a real dragon was dancing between heaven and earth. Oh no, that kid is in danger. Yes, the Dragon Valley Sage was originally a level 3, and with the sacred weapon, he was comparable to a level 4. No matter how strong that kid was, he couldn't beat him. That was for sure. He would probably be completely killed this time. Everyone was discussing. The people of Dragon Valley and Vermilion Bird Palace sneered. The people of Sky Thunder City also had a cold look. It seemed that they didn't need to do anything. Someone else could kill Lin Xian. Lin Xian felt a great sense of danger. To kill him, they took out a sacred weapon. However, did they think that they could kill him with a sacred weapon? How naive. Competing with weapons? He wasn't afraid of anyone. He immediately took out the Great Sage Pagoda and smashed it forward. The Great Sage Tower enlarged in the sky like a huge mountain and shattered the void.
Boom.
Clanging sounds rang out, and the world began to rumble. Countless large cracks spread out in all directions. The onlookers felt their scalps go numb from the shock. Some of them vomited blood, and many of them quickly opened their saint domains. The intense rumbling continued for a long time. There was chaos in the world before it gradually calmed down. When everyone saw the scene in front of them, they were all stunned. They saw a pagoda blocking the dragon spear. Not only was he not killed, but he was also able to block the attack. Everyone was stunned, because in their opinion, there was absolutely no way he could block this attack. However, the truth was beyond their expectations. Not only was the other party still alive, he even managed to block the dragon spear. Damn it, what was that pagoda in that kid's hand? He was actually able to block a saint artifact. It must be another type of saint artifact. This kid actually has a saint artifact in his possession. Everyone went crazy. They didn't expect Lin Xian's trump card to be so deep. The powerhouses of the Dragon Valley were also taken aback. Their eyes were filled with shock. The fact that his opponent possessed a saint artifact made him feel incredulous. Damn it, who exactly is this kid? However, he couldn't care less anymore. Both sides had already fallen out, and he had to kill him. Kid, I didn't expect you to have a saint artifact. This is really surprising. However, it's a pity that your cultivation is too low. You can't unleash the power of a saint artifact. Once you die, this saint artifact of yours will be mine. Now I'll show you the difference in cultivation level. The Dragon Valley Saint sneered. The dragon blood in his body surged, and his strength exploded. The dragon spear in his hand shone with dazzling Dao runes, and a dragon's voice rang out. The surroundings started to sink, and the terrifying cracks started to spread. It was too scary. The saint artifact was awakening. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. They knew that the Dragon Valley Saint was right. The difference in cultivation level would cause the power of saint artifacts to be different. Even if Lin Xian had a saint artifact, he probably wouldn't be able to fight against the Dragon Valley Saint. Old man, you're too confident. However, you're right about one thing. When you die, the dragon spear will be mine. Lin Xian sneered. He opened the Great Sage Pagoda, and a ball of flames came out and swept forward. Whoosh! The moment the flame appeared, it released a terrifying amount of heat. Everyone's face changed. Not good. The Dragon Valley Level 3 Saint's face changed, and he quickly retreated. However, he was too late. He was too careless. He didn't expect that there would be such a strange flame in the Great Sage Pagoda. Therefore, he was too close, and it was too late for him to retreat. The flame inside was the universe starry fire. The moment it appeared, it enveloped the Dragon Valley Saint. The Dragon Valley Saint roared. He waved his dragon spear, and a crack appeared, and he escaped. However, he was still touched by the fire. One of his arms was burned to ashes, and a large scorch mark appeared on his body. That terrifying flame caused half of his body to burn.
Ah!
A miserable cry rang out, and it made everyone's scalps go numb. Everyone looked at the scene in disbelief. A level 3 saint was burned to death, and he couldn't fight back at all. How could this be? The people of Dragon Valley went crazy. Elder. They roared crazily. Some wanted to get closer, and some spat out water. However, the water evaporated into white mist as soon as it got close. The few people who wanted to help were also ignited, and they screamed in pain. For a moment, no one dared to move forward.
Boom.
At this moment, Lin Xian attacked again. He waved the great sage pagoda again and smashed it forward. The weapon of a great sage was terrifying. Although Lin Xian couldn't unleash its full power, it was already very scary. It was like a mountain falling from the sky, and it smashed onto Saint Longu, smashing him to the ground. With a boom, his body was blasted into a pile of flesh and blood.
Ah.
I want you dead! Saint Longu roared crazily. He began to burn his dragon blood, wanting to fight back. You want me dead? You don't have the chance. Now, you can go to hell for me. Lin Xian sneered and opened the great sage pagoda again. Another ball of starry fire flew out, and this time, it completely burned the Dragon Valley Saint. The Dragon Valley Saint screamed. In the end, he abandoned his body and escaped with his soul. However, he couldn't escape. The starry fire burned his soul. In the end, it turned into ashes and scattered on the ground. The entire world was silent. Everyone was spitting, and their faces were filled with fear.
Dead.
A third-layer saint wielding a sacred artifact with boundless might was burned to death at this moment. Chapter 35. Everyone was completely stunned. They could not believe that a dignified third heavenly layer sage had been defeated. Moreover, he had been completely annihilated. This was simply like a fantasy story. In the Sky Thunder City, the sage of the fourth heaven was also stunned. His face turned cold. To be honest, he was extremely shocked. What kind of flame was Yi Chen's flame? It gave him goosebumps. Starry Sky Flame. That's the Starry Sky Flame. Someone finally screamed. What? Starry Sky Flame? The flame from the underground world. How could he have it? Screams rang out one after another. At this moment, everyone's expression changed. Starry Sky Flame. That was a flame that even minor saints didn't dare to get close to. It's really unbelievable. That's right. Looks like you guys are quite knowledgeable. That's the Starry Sky Flame. Lin Xian sneered. He looked at the fourth heavenly layer sage again. Didn't you want to attack me? Come on, I'll take it. Damn it. The Sky Thunder Sage's face turned ugly. Even minor saints didn't dare to touch the flame. Was he going to take it head-on? What a joke. Although he was powerful, he hadn't even reached the minor saint realm. He couldn't resist the flame. He was in a dilemma.
Trash.
You knew that I was a first heavenly layer sage and was weak, so you wanted to bully me. Now that you know that I have a heaven-defying divine flame, you don't dare to attack me? Do you think that I'll let you go if you don't attack me? I'll let you have a taste of it today. The feeling of using strength to bully others. Don't you like to be high and mighty and use your strength to crush your opponents? Fine. I'll use this Starry Sky Flame to crush you. I'll let you taste the taste of despair. Damn brat, how dare you? The fourth heavenly layer sage roared. Lin Xian sneered. Why wouldn't I dare? He waved his hand and burned Lei Qianzhong into ashes. What a pity. The genius of the second astral boundary, Lei Qianzhong, was burned into ashes before he could even let out a cry. The others went crazy. Was Lei Qianzhong dead? They felt their scalps go numb. This was too unreal. It was like a dream. The Sky Thunder City's saints' pupils constricted. You dare to kill my junior brother? He was crazy, really crazy. Lin Xian sneered. So, what if I killed your junior brother? Not only will I kill your junior brother, but I will also kill you. He was already furious. Whether it was Lei Qianzhong or this fourth layer saint, they had never put him in their eyes and wanted to take his life as they wished. How could he be soft-hearted? With a wave of his hand, the Grand Sage Pagoda opened. Terrifying starry fire flew out, vast and boundless, as it swept forward. Not good. I can't take it head-on. Retreat quickly. The level 4 sage's expression changed as he quickly retreated. Brat, just you wait. If you dare to kill the people of my Sky Thunder City, I will definitely not let you off. The 4th Heaven Sage quickly left. He was prepared to find another opportunity to make his move.
Whoa.
A long spear descended from the sky, cutting off the other party's path. With a clang, he collided with the dragon's spear, and his body trembled. Damn it! A sacred artifact. Another sacred artifact. Lin Xian's left hand held the dragon spear, and his right hand held the Grand Sage Pagoda, controlling the starry fire to chase after the saint. This scene was too shocking. A level 4 sage was here to suppress everything, but now he was being killed, scared witless. It could be said that there was no door in the sky, no door in the earth. This scene caused everyone to panic. In the end, he was surrounded by flames and finally panicked. No, I beg you, spare my life. Half of his body had already been burned and had just recovered. However, he couldn't resist at all. He could only beg for mercy. Spare your life? Ha ha ha, what did I just hear? Are these the words of a high and mighty level 4 sage? Didn't you come here like a god, wanting to control my life? Why? Are you begging for mercy now? Lin Xian sneered, his eyes filled with disdain. If you had this attitude from the start, I definitely wouldn't have killed you. But now, don't you think it's too late? Damn it, I'll fight it out with you. The level 4 sage roared, and endless lightning laws burned on his body. He swallowed 2 pills, and the blood in his body seemed to be burning as well. The terrifying lightning energy turned into a sword of lightning, which he held in his hand.
Die.
The sword slashed down, shaking the heavens and earth. At this moment, the opponent's strength was equivalent to a level 5 sage. It could be said that this method was really heaven-defying. But so what? Even a small sage was afraid of the starry fire, let alone the opponent. In the endless hellfire, the opponent's thunder god's sword was directly enveloped and burned into nothingness. The level 4 sage of Sky Thunder City was also burned into nothingness.
Whoosh. Whoosh.
The remaining starry fire returned to the Grand Sage Pagoda. Lin Xian held the Grand Sage Pagoda in his right hand and the dragon spear in his left hand, sweeping in all directions. Who else wants to stand up for Sky Thunder City? The surrounding people were silent, not daring to speak. For a moment, the silence was terrifying. Lin Xian snorted, turned around, and left.
Wait.
Suddenly, the people of Dragon Valley spoke. Lin Xian stopped and turned around. Do you want to die? Feeling Lin Xian's aura, the people of Dragon Valley were stunned, speechless for a long time. It was only after Lin Xian had left that they realized what had happened. Damn it, he had taken away our sacred artifact. Damn it, how is this possible? How can he control our saint weapon? These people are all crazy. They wanted to stop Lin Xian and ask for their saint weapon back, but Lin Xian had just killed a level 4 sage. His killing intent was too strong. They didn't dare to go against him. Because of this hesitation, their saint weapon was taken away. The people of 9 Netherbird Clan, Vermilion Bird Palace, and 8 Desolate Palace felt their scalps go numb. Sky Thunder City had lost 2 Sky Prides, a level 3 Sky Pride, and a level 4 Sage. It was definitely a huge shock. How are they going to explain this? Lightning would definitely be angry. At that time, there would be millions of corpses and thousands of miles of blood. No, I must catch that kid and kill him. That's right. So what if he's strong? The thread is the flame in his hand. As long as I can block that flame, I can kill him. These people didn't stop. Instead, they prepared to send more experts. Sure enough, it didn't take long for a real minor saint from 9 Netherbird Clan to appear. In addition, 8 Desolate Palace and Vermilion Bird Palace each had a minor saint. The Dragon Valley, on the other hand, sent out 2 little saints. They must take back their saint weapon. Not only that, but they also wanted to cut Lin Xian into pieces. 5 minor saints gathered in Alchemy Valley. They were ready to join forces. 5 minor saints joining forces was such a big scene that the people of Alchemy Valley went crazy. What kind of power was this? 5 minor saints joining forces could definitely destroy everything. Not only that, but this time, the 9 Netherworld clan also provided a saint artifact, the clear water bottle. This was a water-type saint weapon. Its power was very terrifying, and it should be able to block the starry sky flame. Chapter 35-36. 5 minor saints, together with the other saints, formed an army. Their strength was enough to strike fear into everyone's heart. The minor saints of the 8 Desolation Hall held an 8 trigrams plate and divined the heaven's secrets. Soon, they locked onto a direction and quickly activated it. On the other side, Lin Xian left after killing Lei Qianzhong and the 4th heavenly layer saint of Sky Thunder City. After leaving, he heaved a sigh of relief.
It was too dangerous this time.
Even a 4th heavenly layer saint had appeared. Fortunately, he had a trump card. Otherwise, it wouldn't be easy for him to escape the pursuit of a 4th heavenly layer saint. Sky Thunder City, huh? Lin Xian's eyes flickered. If he were to go to the 2nd astral realm in the future, he would have to be careful of this saint city. At the same time, he was curious. Fu Hongye and Wushuang City seemed to be in existence that wasn't weaker than Sky Thunder City. He wondered why the holy cities had sent people here. It seemed like something big was about to happen. Mu Bai and Meng Meng had already met up with Lin Xian. The 3 of them were resting in a hidden mountain range. As for what was going on, Mu Bai shook his head. He wasn't sure. He said, "Hall Master Lin, after this matter is over, you should head to the 2nd astral realm." The 2nd astral realm? Lin Xian's eyes flickered. It made sense. He had met many people in the 1st astral realm. The strongest enemy was his old enemy, the Great Devil. It was a battle of life and death. Other than that, there was also Yen Nantian, who was also a strong opponent. If he hadn't broken through to the Saint Realm, it would be hard to say who would win. Now, he was very strong. He had many secret arts and saint weapons. In the 1st astral realm, there were no geniuses who could be compared to him on the ancient path of stars. Now, those who were fighting with him were all experts of the older generation. There were even 4th heavenly layer saints. Therefore, it was time for him to head to the 2nd astral realm. In the 2nd astral realm, Lei Qianzhong had reached the 3rd heavenly layer saint before he was 1,000 years old. He could imagine that there were even more saints and geniuses in that world. That was the place he wanted to go. It was also the ancient path of stars that he had to walk to become a great sovereign. While he was thinking about it, Heishan sent a voice transmission. "Run, someone is catching up." Someone? Lin Xian was stunned. Heishan would only warn him if it was an ordinary enemy, but Heishan's tone was so anxious right now. One could only imagine how terrifying this person was. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't dare to be careless. He kept forming seals with his palms, forming a 5 elements formation and pressing it on the ground. The 5 elements formation contained his aura. Furthermore, there was a 5 elements mirror within the formation. After he finished setting up the formation, he waved his hand and brought Mu Bai Meng with him. He used the void escape technique and disappeared into the void. At the same time, they completely concealed their auras. Just as they left, the void shattered and countless figures descended. Among them, 5 were extremely powerful. It was as though a heavenly god had locked down the void, causing the entire starry sky within 1,000,000 miles to sink into oblivion.
No one?
The 5 godlike figures swept their gazes across the land, and the laws of heaven and earth danced in the air. They frowned. One of them took action, directly blasting through the great earth, grabbing out the 5 elements formation. It seemed that he had been discovered and escaped. He can't escape from us. From the looks of it, he should have left not long ago. Let's chase after him. The 5 minor saints' figures flickered, and they sped off, followed by the other experts behind them. Heaven and earth were in chaos. In another part of the void, Lin Xian and the others heaved a sigh of relief. Suddenly, Lin Xian's pupils shrank. What happened? Mu Bai and Meng Meng were stunned. My 5 elements formation was broken in an instant. I left a mirror in the formation, so I could see what was happening in that place. What did you see? Mu Bai was puzzled. With Lin Xian's strength, what kind of scene could make him so surprised? I saw 5 minor saints and more than 30 saints. What? 5 minor saints? Meng Meng sucked in a breath of cold air, and Mu Bai's face darkened. Damn it! Which power was it that dared to send so many minor saints?
He was too shocked.
When a minor saint came, they would run away in fright, let alone 5 minor saints. This was absolutely a one-way kill. Vermilion Bird Palace, 8 Desolate Palace, Dragon Valley, and 9 Swimmers team had joined hands. Lin Xian's voice was filled with boundless killing intent. Damn it! These people still haven't given up? Let's go. Quickly cover up our auras. Lin Xian fled quickly, because he felt that danger was approaching. Sure enough, no matter where they fled to, someone would find them. If it wasn't for Lin Xian's spatial divine ability that allowed him to escape through the void, they would have been surrounded long ago. After a few times, Meng Meng and Mu Bai felt a lingering fear. Lin Xian's face became colder. What's going on? How could they find us every time? Someone should be deducing the heavenly secrets, using your aura to lock on to our location. Deducing the heavenly secrets? Lin Xian frowned. This was really a terrifying method. Is there a way to cut off the heavenly secrets? Lin Xian asked. I have a way. Mu Bai took out a few jade pendants and gave them to Meng Meng and Lin Xian. Then, he put them on himself. These are our jade pendants that can cut off the heavenly secrets. Lang Istar was a sect that deduced the heavenly secrets, so they definitely had this kind of reverse deduction method. Sure enough, after the 3 of them put on the jade pendants, the uneasiness in their hearts seemed to disappear. On the other side, the 5 minor saints were moving quickly. But suddenly one of them stopped, and the others also stopped. What's going on? Why did they stop? The minor saints of Dragon Valley frowned and asked. They were the most anxious. The other party's aura had disappeared. The 8 Desolate Palaces minor saint frowned. He was also a minor saint, and he was the one who deduced Lin Xian's location. But now, he couldn't do it anymore. The heavenly secrets were cut off, and the other party should have a magical treasure on him. Damn it! Could it be that we can escape around him? They gritted their teeth.
Saint Long Gu said to let us try.
He has our saint weapon, and we don't believe that he can completely erase the mark on it. Having said that, the 2 minor saints of Dragon Valley formed hand seals to communicate with the dragon spear. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others heaved a sigh of relief. But soon, Lin Xian frowned again. Damn it! The dragon spear has changed. He realized that the saint weapon he got from Dragon Valley was shaking violently, as if it was going to pierce through the void. What's going on? The soul mark has been erased. Saint weapons were different from ordinary weapons. Just erasing the soul mark was not enough. Some saint weapons had their own soul and life. Some had been refined by saints for hundreds or even thousands of years and had already merged with their blood. It's not that easy to get rid of it. He Shan transmitted his voice. Chapter 35-37. Lin Xian took out the dragon spear and threw it into the great sage tower. Let the void flame refine it. The moment the dragon spear entered the great sage tower, it was engulfed in flames. Then, a bloody mist filled the air and a painful dragon roar could be heard. Lin Xian snorted. He closed the great sage tower and cast a few seals. That should be enough. As expected, the 2 minor saints of the Dragon Valley cursed. They could no longer feel the connection of the saint weapons. This made them extremely depressed. The 5 minor saints looked gloomy. However, they did not give up. Instead, they prepared to split up and conduct a thorough search. Each minor saint led a team and set off quickly. The 5 minor saints were connected to each other and could teleport at any time. This way, they could cover a wide area. Lin Xian was temporarily out of danger. Mu Bai said, Master Lin, why don't we return to the Langistar? Yes, it's too dangerous outside. Moreover, it seems like there's a big movement in the second star realm. It's better to go back. Lin Xian nodded. He felt that it was about time to go back. However, he said, I can go back, but not now. Let's wait a little longer. Those people still dare to kill me. I won't let them go. Master Lin, don't be impulsive. Those are 5 minor saints. Although you have a strange flame, they must have a way to deal with you since they dare to come after you. Don't worry, I won't clash with them. I can't kill the 5 minor saints, but what about the other saints? It's not their first time coming after me. I'll let them know the price of killing me. Following that, Lin Xian revealed his plan to the others. The two of them gasped. Lin Xian's plan was simple. They would split into 2 teams. Meng Meng and Mu Bai would be in one team. They would head to the nest of these people. In other words, they would launch a sneak attack at the base of the Alchemy Valley. Of course, it was impossible for them to launch a sneak attack with their strength. They couldn't defeat so many saints. Lin Xian did not plan to let them fight. Instead, he planned to let them use the Void Flame to launch a sneak attack. As for him, he stayed here to deal with the hunting team. The Starry Sky Flame was extremely terrifying. Unless it was a sacred artifact, it would be impossible to withstand it. Lin Xian currently had 3 saint artifacts: the Great Sage Pagoda, the Great Destruction Spear, and this Dragon Spear. Among them, the Spear of Great Destruction and the Dragon Spear were both offensive weapons that could not withstand flames. He couldn't give the Great Sage Pagoda to the 2 of them, so he decided to use the 3 half-step sage artifacts. Then, he used his own dragon-shaped sword Qi to seal it so that it could contain the void fire. He tested it out and found that these 3 half-saint tools could be stored temporarily. In other words, they could only be used once. It could also store void space, but it could only be stored for 3 days. After 3 days, the 3 quasi-sage tools would be unable to withstand the might of the flame and would instantly crack. However, 3 days was enough for Meng Meng and Mu Bai. Therefore, Lin Xian began to prepare to use the 3 quasi-saint artifacts. They had been created by the 9 Netherbird race, and Lin Xian had obtained them from the other party's saint. At the moment, he had filled those half-sage weapons with his dragon-shaped sword Qi. This was equivalent to having an additional layer of defense. After he was done, he opened the Great Sage Pagoda and poured some void fire into it. Then, he handed it over to Mu Bai and Meng Meng. Mu Bai and Meng Meng did not dare to waste any time, so they quickly flew towards the Golden Fire Plains. After they were completely gone, Lin Xian began his plan. He set up a formation and placed it in the void. Then, he released a strand of his qi and hid in the void to escape. Sure enough, the 8 Wind Palace's small saint immediately noticed it. He immediately summoned the other 4 small saints to chase after him. He even took the lead. Soon, he arrived at the place, but he found that there was no one there. Moreover, they found another formation. Damn it! The 8 small saints broke the formation with a palm strike and continued to explore with the 8 trigrams. On the other side, Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. The formation was broken. His formation not only allowed him to see the scene in the distance clearly, but it could also be used to mark these people after it was broken. Although he did not know the divination technique, he could use the formation to mark the location of these people. Now that he had the heavenly secret divine eyes, these people were like bright lamps in the dark night. Humph! Since you want to hunt me down, you'll have to suffer my wrath. Lin Xian opened his palms, and the 5 elemental laws gathered, forming a 5 stars bow. He held the bow in his hand. He placed the bow on his right hand, and the dragon-shaped sword Qi turned into an arrow. Then, he used a half-step sacred tool and the dragon-shaped sword Qi to create the forbidden tool that carried the void fire and placed it on the sword Qi. He pulled the bow and released the arrow. The arrow danced in the sky, piercing through the void at high speed. Lin Xian's target was the small saints that he had marked earlier. In the distance, the Eight-Wind Palace's small saint was performing a divination. Beside him were 9 small saints, and they were also looking around. Suddenly, someone exclaimed. A violent energy was flying towards them. It's so sharp. What's that? These people sensed it, especially the Eight-Wind Palace's small saints. They raised their heads and looked into the distance. The void in the distance was torn apart. A ray of light that looked like a shooting star streaked across the sky, cutting the void 1,000,000 miles away. It's coming for us, the small saints exclaimed. The Eight-Wind Palace's small saint also snorted coldly. Stupid. He raised his hand and threw a palm forward. With a boom, the palm collided with the sword Qi, shattering Sword 7. Not only that, the sacred tool that was attached to the sword Qi was also shattered. The void fire inside instantly flew out. With a boom, it spread in all directions. The palm of light was immediately pierced through, and the small saints below also cried out in pain. They were touched by the void fire, and their bodies were instantly pierced through. The flames instantly ignited on their bodies. Not good. It's the void fire. Damn it, it's that kid. For a moment, screams and wails could be heard everywhere. The Eight-Wind Palace's small saint was also hit by the flame. He shouted coldly, and the laws on his body formed a terrifying torrent to resist the flame. It's so scary. I can't extinguish the flame in a short time. The small saint was shocked. His strength was so terrifying that he could kill a small saint in the blink of an eye. But now, he couldn't extinguish the flame easily. One could imagine how powerful the void fire was. But in the end, he still managed to extinguish it. Because there weren't many void fire. Although he was able to withstand it, the sages behind him were unable to do so. 4 of the small saints were instantly burned to death, and 3 of them were injured. The other 2 were also affected, and they looked extremely miserable. The scene was very tragic. One could say that the casualties were heavy. Chapter 35-38. In an instant, so many of them were killed. It could be said that the casualties were heavy. The minor saint of the Eight-Wind Palace was instantly enraged. Damn it! Cold light burst out from his eyes. Terrifying energy bombarded the space of millions of miles. However, Lin Xian had already left, and he could no longer lock onto his position. This made him furious. Not long after, the other 4 minor saints arrived with their men. However, when they saw the scene, their faces became extremely ugly. Damn it! That kid has a terrifying flame in his hand. He's tricking us. We must be careful. I guess he won't be too far away from us. Let's do it quickly. These people set off again, but what followed was a series of miserable screams. Every time they caught Lin Xian's trace, they would find a formation. Sometimes, the formation would crack, and sometimes, it would burst into flames. Sometimes, terrifying arrows would fly from afar, carrying the terrifying sky fire, and explode, making them extremely miserable. Except for the 5 minor saints, the others were more or less injured. Once they launched their defense, took out their saint weapons, and even took out their clear water bottle, Lin Xian seemed to have disappeared mysteriously. This made them gnash their teeth in anger. They couldn't always be in a defensive state. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to find him at all. Besides, it would be too embarrassing if word got out. With so many minor saints and more than 30 minor saints, they were fooled by a first heaven cultivator. However, once they pursued, they would be threatened by the sky fire. The number of minor saints in their hands was decreasing. Many of them were directly burned to ashes. It could be said that it was extremely miserable. On the other side, the 2 minor saints, Meng Meng and Mu Bai, quickly returned to the Alchemy Valley. They found the base camp of these people and threw 3 forbidden weapons over, without saying a word. After the forbidden weapons cracked, they turned into monstrous flames, making those people scream. Ah! Who dares to sneak attack us? Tear him into pieces. No. Damn it, retreat quickly. This is the Sky Fire.
What?
Sky Fire? Could it be that the guy is back? Damn it, didn't the 5 minor saints join forces to hunt him down? How could he come back? For a moment, the base camp was filled with screams, madness, and angry roars. But Meng Huan and Mu Bai had already left. The fire came very suddenly, and they were not prepared at all. Moreover, the fire was very fierce, so the losses were even more severe. The entire Alchemy Valley was in an uproar for a while. No one had expected that the Jiao clan, an alliance of so many powerful sects, would still end up like this. On the other side, the 5 little saints and the remaining 10 saints had chased after him for 3 days and 3 nights, but to no avail. They could only return. There was nothing they could do about it. More than 20 sages had already fallen. If this continued, the remaining sages would probably fall as well. In the end, only the 5 commanders were left. This made their hearts bleed. They could only return and make further plans. However, when they returned to their base camp, they were even more shocked. They could not believe it at all. The originally luxurious and majestic base camp was now in ruins. It was basically completely destroyed. Countless cries of agony could be heard in the surroundings. Every single one of them was covered in wounds and charred black. There was even the smell of barbecued meat. What's going on? What's happening? These people roared crazily. Elder, this is bad. That kid sneaked up on us. He attacked us with the astral fire. Many of us did not manage to escape at all and were burned to ashes. Those people were almost crying as they spoke. That was indeed the case. Nearly half of them had been burned to ashes, and the remaining people were more or less injured. What? That kid sneaked up on you? How is this possible? Saint Wuzun was also stunned. Haven't we been chasing that kid all this time? Hasn't that kid been dealing with us all this time? How could he still come over and attack our base camp? Damn it, did that kid use a clone? They did not know about this, but they were so angry that they were about to vomit blood. This battle was a complete defeat. Their base camp was attacked, and half of their experts were killed. The team they brought out had 5 little saints who were still intact, but they lost more than 20 saints. In addition, the remaining 10 saints were also injured. It could be said that they had suffered a crushing defeat. When the others heard the news, there was an uproar. The news quickly spread throughout Alchemy Valley and even to Alchemy Planet. The whole world was in an uproar. They were stunned. Who exactly was that person? How could he play around with so many big families and sects? Damn it, this is too damn it. The little saint of the Netherbird clan roared crazily. This was their territory, and now they were being ruthlessly slapped in the face. Moreover, their foundation was about to be destroyed. This was unbearable. Therefore, he quickly led his people to chase after the kid. The whole world was mobilized by the Netherbird clan. There was no other way. The Netherbird clan was also an overlord in this world. For a moment, Alchemy World was sealed. On the other side, Meng Mubai returned with a big smile and met up with Lin Xian. The 3 of them immediately laughed when they talked about the situation. However, when they were about to leave Star World, they were stopped by someone. Both sides fought a great battle. When the experts of the Netherbird clan arrived, Lin Xian was instantly enraged. Although the living fossil of the Netherbird clan helped him evolve the Black Earth, he also gave them 100 years of lifespan. It was a fair trade. Other than that, there was no other contact. However, the Netherbird clan had participated in the hunt for him. It could be said that they had already offended him. However, he did not specifically target the Netherbird clan. But now, the Netherbird clan dared to stop him. This completely enraged Lin Xian and challenged Lin Xian's bottom line. Thinking of this, Lin Xian did not hold back anymore. A great battle broke out. It was very terrifying. In the end, Lin Xian activated his divine body and even used the Great Destruction Spear. He killed in all directions, causing the Netherbird clan to be terrified. Only then did he leave this world. The Netherbird clan suffered heavy losses. The news was also sent back. When the people of Vermilion Bird Palace and Dragon Valley learned about the situation, their faces turned ugly. Damn it, it's that kid. He actually came here. Go and kill him. They were all crazy. They always thought that Lin Xian was in Langistar and did not come out. They did not expect him to not only come out but also kill so many of their people. They could not bear it. In an instant, the army madly chased towards Langistar. At the same time, they contacted the experts around Langistar and prepared to intercept. It could be said that there was a tiger in front and a wolf behind. Lin Xian and the others were once again in danger. Langistar was not to be trifled with. Mu Bai had already contacted them when they were near. They directly teleported to Langistar. Lin Xian's return allowed Langistar to heave a sigh of relief. Such an important sky pride could not be allowed to die. At the same time, the people of Vermilion Bird Palace and Eight Wind Palace from Alchemy Star arrived. They met up with the surrounding army and decided to attack immediately. This time, they must take down Langistar and capture the other party. Chapter 35-39. They wanted to attack quickly, but their backyard was on fire. News began to spread from their world. They had sent a large number of experts to besiege the Langistar, but their base had been ambushed. They had suffered heavy losses. Damn it! These people gritted their teeth, especially the Vermilion Bird Palace. They heard that many of their palaces and territories had been destroyed. They were so angry that they wanted to vomit blood. Who was the one who did it? These saints roared madly. Those who came to report quickly knelt in the void and said. Some of them were from opposing forces, and some were experts from the Langistar. Did a Langis saint come to ambush them? Langistar. These people looked at the star in front of them and gritted their teeth. Elder, what should we do? Those people asked. For a moment, these saints were all thinking, how about this? Let's send a group of people back to solve our problem. After that, we'll turn our spearhead and attack the Langistar. Yes, that's right. We must attack the Langistar. Their sneak attack on our base is to lure us away from our base, but we won't let their scheme succeed. The people of the Eight Desolate Palace and Dragon Valley gritted their teeth. They sent a group of people back to quell the chaos, while the rest stayed behind to guard the place. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others finally heaved a sigh of relief when they returned to the Langistar. This time it was really dangerous. Meng Meng and Mu Bai still had lingering fear in their hearts. After all, they were chased by 5 minor saints. This was probably the only time they would experience it in their lives. Lin Xian returned to the 8th palace to rest. Many people came out from the 8th palace. Among them, the Northern Demon, his sister, and the Crimson Dragon came out. The Crimson Dragon and the Northern Demon had broken through to the Saint Realm. The two of them were very happy. Kid, you're finally back. Come, let's fight for 300 rounds.
I'm also a saint now.
This is great. Lin Xian was also very excited about the two's breakthrough. These two were his important companions. Therefore, he was naturally happy to see their strength increase.
Buzz.
In the sky, dark clouds rolled, and a few figures appeared. One of them suddenly shouted, Sinner Lin Xian, kneel down and accept your punishment. This voice stunned the people of the 8th palace. Meng Meng and Mu Bai were also stunned. Lin Xian raised his head and looked at the other party. He realized that these people were from the 3rd hall. These people were really like ghosts that wouldn't leave. He had a conflict with the people from the 3rd hall before. He didn't expect that these people would still dare to come. Immediately, he laughed coldly. Oh, what did I do wrong? Kid, don't try to quibble. Do you dare to say that the terrifying army of saints outside has nothing to do with you? These people were all lured here by you. You've consigned my Langistar to eternal damnation, of your crime. That's right. Why don't I bring you to the Langistar? Are you saying you're not guilty? If you still have a conscience, you'd better leave obediently and follow those people. Don't implicate our Langistar. Yes, that's right. Or you can hand over the great emperor's inheritance and let our brother Lengia cultivate it. Only then will he be able to resist the enemy. Another voice was heard. Damn it. These guys are too despicable. The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. The Northern Demon's face was also cold. Lin Xian laughed. The Great Emperor's inheritance. Looks like you guys still want the Great Emperor's inheritance. Are you guys going to attack me? We don't want the Great Emperor's inheritance. We just want the Great Emperor's inheritance to be used to its fullest potential. That thing might not be useful in your hands. Why don't you take it out and let the whole Lengia faction study it? That's right. That's the Great Emperor's inheritance. Why do you want it for yourself? The eyes of the people of the Third Palace turned red. Then what right do you have to look at it? What does the Great Emperor's inheritance have to do with you? Also, who told you that I have the Great Emperor's inheritance? We'll know if you have it or not after we search for it. Many people pressed forward like a black cloud. Do you dare to attack us? Meng Meng shouted. She had already regarded herself as a member of the Eighth Palace. The Northern Demon and the Crimson Dragon also stood out. Mu Bai's face darkened. The Third Palace still hasn't given up? It's fine if you don't want to hand over the Great Emperor's inheritance. Then let this kid go out by himself and draw a line between him and the Langistar. We won't bear any consequences for him. Those people roared. Lin Xian laughed coldly. So the Third Palace was so cowardly and afraid of death. Kid, what did you say? The people of the Third Palace were instantly enraged. Lin Xian laughed coldly. I said that you guys are cowards. Am I wrong? The Lengia Palace master hasn't said anything about this, and the Third Palace jumped out. You dare to say that you're not cowardly? That's right. Third Palace, don't go overboard. Mu Bai walked out. Since Lin Xian has decided to join the Langistar, we have to stick together. We can't give up on him at this time. Mu Bai, are you out of your mind? Although this kid is very talented and his future is limitless. That's if he can survive. Now that there's such a huge army, the Vermilion Bird Palace, Eight Wind Palace, and other forces have joined forces. Can we stop them? We can stop one or two of them, but how are we going to fight the 6 major sects together? You don't have to worry about this. We've already sent people to attack their base. We should be able to get back the news soon. Mu Bai said. However, the Third Palace is still unwilling to give up. So what? We'll just disturb them for a while. They'll still attack us later.
Who can stop them at that time?
Saint Mu Bai was speechless for a moment. Because he didn't have full confidence that he could stop the attacks of so many sections. I can stop them. At this moment, Lin Xian opened his mouth. His voice was firm and firm. What? When these words came out, Meng Meng and the others were stunned. To be honest, they didn't expect Lin Xian to speak at this moment. In the sky, the people of the Third Palace laughed. You can stop them? Kid, what nonsense are you talking about? Who do you think you are? Do you really think you're a great emperor? No matter how talented you are, that's only among the younger generation. Moreover, you're fighting alone. Do you know what's going on outside? Do you know how many sages there are? There are even many small saints.
Can you stop them?
What a joke. The people of the Third Palace sneered. They didn't believe it at all. Lin Xian looked solemn. If I say I can stop them, then I can stop them. This matter is indeed caused by me. I'll naturally take responsibility. Do you think I'm afraid of death like the people of the Third Palace? Good kid, you're really sharp-tongued. Let's see how you're going to stop them. The people of the Third Palace sneered. They waved their sleeves and left. Chapter 35-40. Hall Master Lin, don't worry. We'll talk to the Palace Master about this. When the time comes, the Langistar will defend together. Lin Xian, the palace head, then said, Don't worry. I've already said that since this matter started because of me, I will take responsibility. When the time comes, you just need to help from the side.
What?
Meng Meng and Mu Bai were stunned. They thought that Lin Xian said that just to anger the third hall. But now it seemed that he really wanted to take action. If it was before, they wouldn't believe it. But this time, they followed Lin Xian and experienced so many things. They even saw 5 minor saints and a group of saints being played around by him. They knew that Lin Xian might really have such ability. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll talk to the palace master first. Mu Bai left and Meng Meng continued to stay in the 8th hall. Kid, you said you have a way. What is it? The Crimson Dragon asked after they returned. Of course, it's to set up a formation and add the flame in my hand. Formation and flame? Kid, you're not bragging, are you? You can't beat me in terms of formation. I can't even think of a formation to fight against those people. Also, what's the flame you're talking about? 9 Suns Divine Flame? But you're fiery, I can't fight against so many saints. Ruffian Dragon, a scholar who has been away for 3 days, must be looked at with new eyes. I am no longer the same person as before. Lin Xian smiled. He waved his hand, took out the hull, and released a trace of flame. The Crimson Dragon was shocked and quickly retreated. Oh my god, what kind of flame is this? He felt a huge threat. Although he had just broken through, he was already a first-layer saint. With the Dragon Clan's ability and the power of his bloodline, he could fight against those who were stronger than him. But in the face of this flame, he couldn't resist at all. Do you believe me now? This is called the Universe Starry Sky Flame. I got it in another world. Even minor saints don't dare to fight against this flame. If there are enough of it, it won't be a problem to burn a minor saint to death. I have a lot of such flames now. Wow, it's so fierce. The Crimson Dragon swallowed its saliva. He asked, what about the array formation? What kind of array formation do you plan to use? Could it be that you've also found an ancient array formation outside? The Dark Rainbow Divine Dragon was very confused. As an expert in array formations, most of Lin Xian's array formations had been taught by him. Could it be that after not seeing him for a few days, this kid's attainments in array formations had already surpassed his? As for the formation, I'll have to ask him. Black Mountain, was what you said just now true? Who was Black Mountain? What the hell? The Crimson Dragon was stunned and frowned. In the next moment, he saw a wisp of black smoke fly out from the pendant on Lin Xian's neck and transform into a hazy figure. He was extremely shocked. There was something here. What terrifying, demonic energy. When he felt the aura of the other party, he was greatly surprised.
Hey, Sean said.
Of course, you still don't believe me? As he spoke, he looked at the Crimson Dragon. What a terrifying bloodline of the Way of the Dragon. He was also extremely surprised by the aura and bloodline of the Crimson Dragon. The Crimson Dragon jumped over and pointed at the black figure. Kid, what is this? Lin Xian briefly explained his previous experience. The Crimson Dragon was extremely shocked. You're saying that he's the remnant soul of a supreme sage? Immediately, he sucked in a cold breath. He knew that supreme sages were extremely powerful. They were only one step away from becoming great emperors. They were existences at the peak of the sage realm. Although such a remnant soul might not be able to exert much of its strength, the experience and the array formation in his hands were definitely beyond imagination. No wonder Lin Xian was so confident. It turned out that he had such a remnant soul in his hands. The Crimson Dragon's eyes lit up. In that case, the array formation in his hands was extremely exquisite. Ha ha ha, Ben Huang is rich. He was very excited. Black Mountain said, Little Red, I didn't promise to teach you array formations. You're Little Red. Your whole family is Little Red. The Crimson Dragon was so angry that his face turned red. You have to call me the Great Dragon God Sage. What the hell is Little Red? Alright, you two stop fooling around. Let's settle the array formation first. Also, Black Mountain, don't underestimate this guy. Although Rizalong is usually unreliable, he's very reliable when it comes to array formations. Lin Xian changed the topic and asked, what array formation are you talking about? Have you heard of the Saint Slaying Array? Black Mountain said mysteriously. Lin Xian was stunned. The Crimson Dragon indeed jumped out. Damn, what kind of array formation do you know? You know? Lin Xian was shocked. The Crimson Dragon said, How can I not know? It's too famous. This was an array formation from tens of thousands of years ago. It was a famous killing array among the ancient arrays. It was rumored that someone used this array formation to kill many sages. That battle was really earth-shattering. Thousands of worlds were scared silly. The dark red divine dragon told Lin Xian about the legend he knew. Lin Xian sucked in a breath of cold air after hearing it. It turned out that there was a sage in ancient times. For some unknown reason, he had provoked many enemies, and he had obtained the saint-slaying array. He had spent 500 years to set up the holy slaying formation to lure all of his enemies here. Over the years, his enemies had offended many big sections. Therefore, the sages were everywhere. Basically, they could kill him with a casual attack. But in that battle, the 10 great sects came. Countless sages were killed by the saint-slaying array. The 10 great sects declined. One could imagine how terrifying an array formation was to be able to kill the sages of the 10 great sects. Lin Xian gasped after hearing it. However, he frowned. According to the rumors, the other party used 500 years. How can we have so much time? Kid, don't worry. According to the rumors, the 10 great sects came out in full force. That's why they used 500 years to set up the array formation. Now, we're only facing the 6 great sects, and only a part of the 6 great sects. So, the situation is much better than before. With Lil, Red, and me, 2 array formation experts, we can definitely speed up a lot. Besides, don't you still have the Starry Fire? If you integrate the Starry Fire into the Saint-Slaying array, its power will increase a lot. Basically, we can complete a simple Saint-Slaying array in 3 months. Although it can't compare to the 500-year-old one, it should be enough to kill those people. Next, Black Mountain and the Crimson Dragon began to set up the array formation. Lin Xian provided the Starry Fire. As for the various materials needed to set up the array formation, they were provided by the Langya Star. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed. The Saint-Slaying array was set up. Outside, those people were moving again. They had calmed the fire in their backyard and were ready to attack the Langya Star. Chapter 35-41. The moment the formation was formed, all the sages on the Langya Star were stunned. They stood up one after another and looked around in bewilderment. What's going on? Why do I feel a terrifying power? Me too. These people were extremely frightened. Could it be that the enemy had attacked? The palace lord was also alarmed, but soon Lin Xian sent them a message. Don't panic. This is the array I set up. What? This is an array? And it was set up by Lin Xian. They were stunned. That's right. This is the array I set up. It will definitely help us withstand this attack. Don't panic. That's great. The people around all breathed a sigh of relief. The palace lord of the Langya Star also smiled. With such an amazing array, they were absolutely safe this time. The people of the third palace were really stunned. How is this possible? How could the enemy have such a terrifying array? To be honest, when Lin Xian said that he would be responsible, the people of the third palace were disdainful. They wanted to see how the other party would embarrass himself. When the other party was helpless, they would stand up and join forces with the other elders to put pressure on the other party. In this way, the other party would definitely die. But now, they found that they were wrong. They had underestimated the other party. The other party had really set up such a terrifying array. And it was in 3 months' time. It was simply unbelievable. Not good, they're attacking. Someone sent the message, and the Langya Star Palace was immediately on guard. The palace lord of the Langya Palace said, "Everyone, listen up, follow me to resist the enemy." At this moment, the entire 12 palaces of the Langya Star moved. They gathered their forces and prepared to fight together. Lin Xian also led the people of the 8th palace and rose into the sky, standing above the clouds. At the same time, on the ground below, where the 12 palaces were located, there were arrays flashing. Of course, there was one place except for the 3rd palace. There was also an array there, but it was an array native to the Langya star. There was no trace of the Zhuxing array, because Lin Xian did not set it up there at all. The people of the 3rd palace naturally also found this palace. They were a little flustered. The leader of the 3rd hall stood up and shouted coldly, "What are you panicking for? Could it be that your formation is better than ours? Don't forget, our 3rd point has a long history, and our powers are ranked among the top 3 among the 12 palaces. Our array formations, how could that kid compare to it?" Hearing the hall master's words, the people on the 3rd point heaved a sigh of relief. In the next moment, they didn't have time to think about anything else because the enemy had arrived. In the sky, the dense and terrifying power of heaven and earth surged, and a terrifying desolation aura filled the air. Countless saints from the Vermilion Bird Palace, 8 Desolation Palace, and the rest of the 6 major sects had arrived. This time, they were all led by a small saint. That aura was truly earth-shattering. In the sky, countless large cracks spread out. On the Langya star, formations were activated. One after another, formations flickered to resist the saint aura. However, it was useless. Soon, those formations were torn apart, and the 6 major sects descended on the Langya star. People of the Langya star, listen up. Hand over Lin Xian, and I'll spare your lives. His loud and clear voice reverberated throughout the world. Everyone's scalp went numb when they heard it. "Humph, you're really haunting me. How dare you come here to capture me? Today, none of you will be able to leave." Lin Xian stood above the clouds, looking up at the starry sky. His voice was filled with biting cold, killing intent. "Kid, you're really here." Countless gazes were fixed on Lin Xian. Of course, there were also some who looked in another direction. The person standing there was the Langya Palace Lord. The Langya Palace Lord said loudly. Lin Xian's intentions were the intentions of the Langya star. "Fellow Taoists, if you're here to ask for him, then go back. If you want to use force, then the Langya star has never been afraid of anyone. Stubbornly stubborn, the end of the Langya star has arrived. Today, we'll make the Langya star submit completely." The Vermilion Bird Palace Lord said coldly. The 8 Desolation Palace Lord also shouted coldly. "Everyone listen up. Capture Lin Xian. Anyone who dares to stop them will be killed without mercy." Their voices were like thunder. Those people in the sky were about to take action. The Langya Palace Lord also shouted coldly. The Langya star and the 12 palaces all took action at this moment. Countless arrays intertwined. Between heaven and earth, terrifying energy roared. A great battle broke out. The 6 great sects led by the Vermilion Bird Palace were very powerful. When they joined forces, the arrays of the Langya star were no match for them. Therefore, the people of the Langya star were forced to retreat. Their faces were extremely ugly. "Humph, stupid idiot. Do you think that the Langya star can fight against the alliance of the 6 great sects? You're really courting death." The people of the 6 great sects sneered. The feeling of breaking through bamboo was really too good. Next, they would capture Lin Xian and obtain the great emperor's inheritance. Moreover, Lin Xian had the great dragon sword spirit and the 9-yang divine body. All of these secrets would belong to the 6 great sections.
Boom.
Just when they thought that they could break through the blockade of the Langya star and capture Lin Xian, the entire Langya star suddenly trembled. Then, countless arrays lit up again. This array was based on the 12 palaces and covered the entire world, completely enveloping everyone. What's going on? There was an array, and it didn't look ordinary. The people of the Vermilion Bird Palace and the 8-Wind Palace were stunned at first, then they sneered. So what? No matter how strong the array was, it couldn't stop them.
Kill.
They quickly rushed over. In the 8th palace, Lin Xian's expression was cold. He Shan, you can take action. As soon as he finished speaking, He Shan took action. The Crimson Dragon was also at the side, controlling the array. Suddenly, the Vermilion Saint array was activated. The terrifying thing was that the murderous aura combined with the power of heaven and earth roared together. In an instant, the saints who rushed over were hit. Their bodies were split open, and their screams resounded through heaven and earth. Damn it, this array is too powerful. The people of the Vermilion Bird Palace and the 8-Wind Palace were stunned. They didn't expect the other party's array to be so powerful. Let's join forces and go to hell together. Orders were given one after another. Suddenly, countless saints joined forces. Their saint domains were connected as the terrifying laws of heaven and earth danced in the air. Together, they resisted the terrifying killing array.
Boom, boom, boom. But they still couldn't resist.
This was the saint-slaying array, an extremely terrifying killing array in the ancient era. How could these people resist the power that was erupting at this moment? Sure enough, it didn't take long for their joint forces to be broken through again. Another sage had fallen. Damn it, the array was too strong. Looking at the bodies that were split open and pierced, the crowd screamed again. Saint artifacts, quickly use the saint artifacts.
Boom, boom.
Between heaven and earth, a terrifying light shone, illuminating the surroundings. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.